age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard vs. the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, and by Quality Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada. Experience plus enthusiasm equals excellence. Technology you can trust. Years in the making. Every innovation that Storm has developed has led us to this moment.
Okay, so where I would end up using the absolute, it's got a huge intermediate differential to it, so it's going to have a lot of pop on the back end. Also, R2S beat is actually cleaner than R2S, the standard formula R2S, but it has more motion, more shape down lane. With this layout that I put on it, it's a 4 3/4 by 5.5 by 2. The PSA is a little bit further. It's further away than my pin is. So that secondary differential is going to kick in much later down the lane and give me more pop. What I've kind of accomplished here is create something that I really need to move my feet left and throw right. I'm actually having a hard time keeping it on the right side of the head pin. So yeah, that's about where I'm going to use it at. Okay. I am standing 23, trying to hit third arrow out to about 6, 7. Oh, was that a fast rack? That was a fast rack. Feet, 23. Eyes, 15. Break point, 6. Oh, that's money. Yeah, that's money. So when I need to get left as clean and as hard as that thing kicks, that's the one I'm gonna go to. It's probably gonna be my number 2, number 3 ball. So if you wanna see monster back end and plenty of shape, actually tons of shape down lane, you are absolutely gonna wanna try this ball today.
This year, the Storm Youth Championship is proud to partner with Make-A-Wish Utah to continue to make dreams come true for critically ill children. $5 from every entry from every SYC tournament this year will go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation Utah for dreams, for hopes, for the spark that, for a child, can mean anything is possible. Big donations might get the big mentions, but it's your donation that's at the heart of Make-A-Wish Utah.
Hi everybody, it is CDB and I am here to tell you about a new turbo product that we have, the Hyper RX. Now, I like trying new products because I love to see how we can make the coaching world better. And this makes the coaching world better. I, as a lower rev player, have a lower, obviously, rev rate off my hand, and I have a tendency to want to overextend that elbow and make it straight, which tends to make me grab the ball and lose rotation. By putting on the Hyper RX, which is very simple to do, we just unclip it. It basically goes right up just above the elbow. So there's where my elbow is bending. So the padding is right there, very comfortable. Straps pull nice and easy, and as you can see, you saw me just have my arm straight. Now watch. I can only bend it so far. So what is this actually going to do? Well, there's a couple of things it does. Increase rotation. I will tell you, when you watch me throw my shots, it helped me to not be able to grab the ball, which tells me I was in a stronger position and I was much more loose. So check out turbogrips.com for the Hyper RX, or check out ballardsbowlingacademy.com for all your coaching needs.
Welcome to the 2023 SYC Nevada, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm Youth Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under age 18. And by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballards Bowling Academy. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events are aligned with charities Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from the Bowling Plaza at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the SYC Nevada.
Good morning, everyone. We are live here at the South Point Bowling Plaza for our first SYC of the 2023 season. The bowlers are finishing up practice right now. We did have a little bit of a delay this morning, unfortunately, and that's unlike the SYC. So I don't know. We're gonna be better, but we're here. I'm gonna be joined shortly with Leanne Holsenberg. I'm gonna be joined by Leanne, I should say. But we have a few cameras that you guys can check out to kick off the year. So the main live stream camera is 47 through 50. So that's our big camera that you see with the nice Storm logos on the lanes. And then I also have a couple other angles. You'll get to see some bowlers at the high end. And then I have one camera that is pointed backwards. So you will see a little bit of everything this morning. And we'll have a lot of special guests that are going to come in and chat about the bowling. I know something that will come up is the scoreboards. And I will do my best to show you the scoreboards. If we don't want the camera that's pointed at the high end, we might change that into a scoreboard camera, but we'll see what happens. So I want to thank you all for joining us. I'm Blair Blumenscheid. Again, Leanne's going to join me in the booth here shortly. And we just want to welcome everyone to the Storm Youth Championships 2023 season. We're kicking it off in Las Vegas. We're here at South Point Bowling Plaza. And yeah. So we will keep the camera stationary, and we will have bowlers that come through these pairs all day long. I'm trying to show as many bowlers as I possibly can. I know there will be bowlers that you're like, I want to see this one bowler the entire time. Sorry, I cannot do that. But yeah, so that's where we're at. It looks like the pairs that we're starting on, you will see Zachary Hall, Jacob Ballinger, Pedro Diaz-Gonzalez, Colt Jantz, Aiden Watts, and Rylan Pimentel on lanes 47 and 48. And then on 49 and 50, we have the young Drake Derflinger, Darius Alo, Sawyer Bradley, Macallan Gagne. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's probably McAllen Gain. I'm going to go out and say that I did that. I don't know. We'll see. Someone will tell me I pronounced it wrong. And then Hayden Fernandez and Jashawn Billings. So those are our featured pair. That's the large screen. And then behind me, I cannot tell you who we're watching, but we're watching some bowlers. And Leanne has joined me. And Leanne is going to scoot clips. Good morning, Leanne.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going great. We just kicked off round one.
That's right. And we're watching bowlers. So we have 47 through 50 is our main live stream pair. And then we also have a camera pointing behind us.
Wow.
So we have some bowlers behind us in that screen, and then we have the high end, but you really can't see the high end. So our main pair is 47 through 50.
Dang.
We're trying.
You're going to get a neck ache.
I know, right?
Trying to turn behind you and stuff. Or
I
you
know.
just want to make sure you don't miss any action.
Well, we always hear people say that they want to see more bowlers, and I'm trying my best.
Making it happen, Blair.
But I'm still getting complaints that they can't see bowlers.
Well, they're all going to move like crazy. We got to move it all over because it's such a big place here. So there's 30 lanes on both sides of the plaza, and the kids are going to be moving 12 and 14 lanes after each game. So they're going to bowl half of their tournament on one side and half on the other. Each round, they're going to bowl 3 on one side and 2 on the other. So they're going to be moving, so you're going to have plenty of bowlers to watch.
That's right. So don't get mad at me in game one. They're bowling on the short pattern this morning.
It is. What's the statistical description? How long is the short pattern?
It is. So Brianna Cote yesterday in the booth has named it the SYC Schmedium pattern.
Because it's a little longer, right?
It is a longer pattern. It's 38 feet, which is long for a short, and it has 28 mils. So
Schmedium is perfect.
Schmedium.
That kind of describes what I was seeing, because I go, wow, they're not too snappy.
No.
So it's a little longer, like a medium volume, right? And yeah. So let's see how the kids attack them today.
Yeah.
Maybe a little surface would still be good for the short pattern.
I think so.
Blend it out. I don't see a whole bunch of surface to start, but who knows? What are we looking at? You 18 boys.
Yeah, Mr. Jay Sean on lane 50. I know Mike Sinek is probably watching him. That was a little rough break. I don't want to leave the 3, 6, 9, 10 ever in a tournament. Do you like that, Jay?
I'm certainly not in the first frame.
On the medium pattern.
Well, we have 180 bowlers here this weekend from 36 different states.
Yeah, so you need to give us all the facts in game one, because you're the fact person at the SYC. So what do you got?
36 different states, including, which is great, we got it covered, including Alaska,
Yes.
Hawaii,
Nice.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
and
we have a Puerto Rico Bowl. Pedro's on.
he's a SYC
47
champion. He won our
and 48.
Orlando tournament in November, and he's coming back. Him and his brother are here. They're both from Puerto Rico.
Nice.
And we also have 25 past SYC champions, so pretty strong field.
That is a strong field.
A couple Las Vegas champions, so defending from years past. Last year's champion, Matt Corinne. Henry Hind won here a couple years ago. So we've got a very competitive field this weekend. And honestly, you know, I was talking the other day, you know, Spencer and Jillian were like the odds-on favorites. They have won the most SYCs.
Yes.
For boys and girls.
Totally.
And they are now in college, so they don't bowl SYCs anymore. And it is really competitive, and I don't know that we have, like, if we, you know, we're in a betting town, but we're not going to bet on youth bowling. But I honestly think anyone can win this tournament because there's not really anyone who's, you know, won more than other. There's a lot of 4-time champions here, a lot of 3-time champions, but there's some really good bowlers here.
Yeah, so on lane 50, we have Darius, he's from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is his first SYC.
Him and his brother are bowling this tournament, Jairus and Darius.
Nice. His favorite pro bowler is Jason Belmonte, Darren Ting, Adam Ishman, and Jake Peters.
I think he knows Adam Ishman,
I bet.
Darren, and Jake from being from Las Vegas.
Oh, totally. I love his favorite bowling achievement. He shot 300 1 month after his 13th birthday on Stockholm. So that's hard.
That's a tough one.
His dad and him are working on starting a guppy breeding business.
What's that?
Like the fish, I think. Guppies? Aren't guppies fish?
Yeah.
So I guess he is going to
breeding. I thought you said breathing.
Oh, no, breeding.
I was like, guppy breathing. What's that?
Yeah.
Got it. Breeding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's a little fact about Mr. Darius. We'll try to give you some facts if the youth bowlers fill out the bio sheet.
Another fact, which Darius is one of them, we have a lot of families here. So families with multiple children bowling is what I meant. But the Fernandez family, Gavin and Hayden, are bowling. The Allo family, the Derflinger family. I'm just looking around, but we have the Abagonias have 3 children here, John, Josh, and Caitlin.
That's awesome.
I believe we have 7 different families.
That's cool.
That have multiple kids. So parents are getting their steps in, watching both their children. Oh, the Gagney family, Jameson and McCallan they're from back east. Pedro Diaz and his brother from Puerto Rico. So quite a few.
Nice. We have a question. Is Malia
Miscavige? She is not here this weekend. I think she's from Pennsylvania, so I think they might have high school bowling.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Morgan Klein is not here because she was bowling she won this tournament last year.
Yeah.
And was heartbroken. Kind of heartbroken. It was like bittersweet. She qualified for her state high school. And she actually won it. So I go, if you're missing defending your title, you better go and represent at the high school. And she did. So she won. So congrats to Morgan. And we miss having her out here this weekend.
Jay Sean just picked up a really good spare.
He's starting tough.
He picked up the 3, 4, 7, 10 just now. If anyone was, while we were chatting.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. No.
I think that's all the facts.
No, it was good. Normally we don't get Leanne in the booth, so it's great to have
We
you
have lots
here.
of volunteers here this weekend. We have a couple staff members. We have an extra employee, Matt Martin. He came down. We have a volunteer, Mike Hillman from Northern California. He knows a lot of the bowlers here. One of our staff members, Warren Eels, is here volunteering. So we have lots of great volunteers with us, which kind of lets us have a little more time. And I always like to walk through and chat with the kids and watch them. And so good crew.
Yes. So Mr. Drake Derflinger, he was the one that just struck on lane 49. He started with 9 spare strike. He's 17 years old. He's from Liberty Hill, Texas. Home Bowling Center, Highland Lanes. Favorite Pro Bowler, Clara Guerrero, Carolyn and Del Ballard, and they all have helped him grow and develop as a bowler.
And he just announced he's off to SCAD University next
I didn't know
year.
he made the announcement.
Yeah,
That's
well,
awesome.
he told me. I don't know if I'm like,
You might have just ruined it.
but he's
That's
he's
exciting.
going there, and he's very excited about that.
Yeah.
So congrats to Drake.
That's fantastic.
Good
That's a
little
great
family.
school.
Yep.
Yeah. His fun fact is that he likes to spend most of his free time in a bowling center, but when the weather gets warmer, he likes to go boating.
Good.
And he's saying hello to his grandparents and family in Central Illinois and grandma in Texas.
Nice.
So hello to
One of our favorite families, the Durflingers.
Yes, totally.
They've bowled quite a few years, so we've gotten to know them. See them at the airport occasionally when we're flying home.
True. We got some fans of Sawyer Bradley in the chat. I see some shout outs for Sawyer.
Nice.
He's from Cypress, Texas. He is 17 years old. His favorite Pro Bowler is Jason Belmonte. And he has bowled a 300 game. And he says that he's a decent guitar player and makes a mean grilled cheese.
I love it. We should have the grilled cheese challenge.
Yeah. And he wants to say hi to his parents, his girlfriend, and his little brother that's watching at home.
Oh, Sawyer sounds like a good boy.
Yep. Totally. So I've messed up McAllen's name, but there was a pronunciation for me. McAllen Gonya. Gonya.
Gagne?
It says Gonya. G-O-N, yeah. Gonya.
That was me, because I said Gagne.
Oh, no, I said it. I
Gagne.
said it when I announced it earlier.
It's Gagne.
Yeah.
Yes. And I should have known that. It's just early. I haven't even finished this coffee.
I butcher
So
names
my
on
apologies to Jameson and McKellen.
I butcher names on a daily basis, so I apologize in advance. He's from Saratoga Springs, New York. That's a big trip. New York to Vegas. Favorite Pro Bowlers, Kyle Sherman. He loves bowling because it's the people that you meet and just being able to take your mind off of things and have fun. He also plays baseball and golf. Well-rounded.
Multi-talented.
And he wants to say hi to his friends and family back home. He
I
has a
think-
lot of fans in the chat, actually. They're all it's McAllen all the time in here.
Drake Durflinger threw one to the edge. I thought it was going in the gutter, and he thought it was going in the gutter, and he went high flush. I think he
Nice.
found something.
He
Sometimes you can throw a bad shot and find something accidentally. Here's another one of our families, Hayden Fernandez.
Hayden is from Henderson, Nevada. Bowls at Strike Zone. Favorite Pro Bowler is Chris Prather. His favorite bowling achievement is he got first place in the JBT Southern California Invitational. And he wants to say hi to his yaya.
Yeah, that might be like his grandma maybe.
Right? Yep.
Nice.
Likes playing video games as well. I think that's a pretty common hobby of this age group, right?
Yep. Wow, all the boys turned in their bio. They must
this
have
is
known they
unlike-
were.
this
The
is-
boys don't normally turn in their bios.
U18 boys is usually, I have no idea who these kids are, but all of them turned it in. Let's see what Jay Sean.
I like it.
You know, a fun fact. So Jay Sean is my first one that did not turn in a bio, but we know Jay Sean because he's bowled a few,
Yes.
and he just committed to Muskingum University in Ohio.
Nice.
And that's a very good school, and they just recently had a bowling program, and I'm very excited for him because it's a fantastic it's a little small school in, I think it's northern Ohio, or I don't know. It's a great school, so
Well, that was a good shot he just threw.
he's a good bowler.
He doesn't look too happy, but hopefully he gets more of those.
I don't think he's really lined up. He's kind of still in that morning phase. Although Brianna Cote called herself out yesterday in the
I heard
seminar.
that.
She said she has the lowest first game average on tour.
And it reminded me of me because
Yeah.
I'm a very slow starter, so that's kind of cool that she admitted that.
Yeah, she said that she likes to start. Well, she doesn't like it, but she has embraced starting with a 130 often.
But you know what? If you know that, then it's not the panic button,
Right.
right? Because if you start with a 130, you could be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
stress,
Oh yeah.
and hitting the panic button. But if you know that you recover from that a lot, then it's no
You can
big
handle
deal.
it,
I mean,
right?
you're probably not happy with it,
Right.
but if you just cut yourself some slack and
Totally. I saw there's Lizzie Reese. Hi, Lizzie. She was asking about Nick, and I thought I saw he was bowling on
over
this
there.
side. Oh, he was
he's-
shooting up over there.
I'm not sure.
I thought I saw him earlier. I
Yep.
can't see what pair he's
Drake
on.
Derflinger with the big turkey.
Very nice.
Brex Strobel's got turkey on 53 and 54. I'm just kind of looking around to see if we're off to a good start or.
Let's talk about Jacob Ballinger. He is the front four.
He's one of our very first champions. I think he won in Smyrna in 2017 or 2018. 2018.
My bio's just crashed. I can't talk about you, Jacob, but he is.
Well, I
a
believe
SYC.
he's in his last season of SYC, so he's probably off to
There's
college too.
so
I wonder.
many. There's so many kids that are. This is their last SYC. They keep coming up and telling me, and I'm like, no. I love getting to know them, but it's sad when they leave us. Jacob is 17. He's from Palmetto, Georgia. He has bowled 15 SYCs, maybe even more than that.
Yep.
He loves the trips and friends at tournaments. That's what he loves about bowling. He shot his first sanctioned 300 at the Survivor tournament in 2022 at Junior Gold. And he just started playing golf about 7 months ago, and he's become pretty good. His longest drive's about 250 plus.
Nice.
And he wants to say hi to Dad, Scott, who probably is watching from home.
I think his mom accompanies him on most of the trips.
Yeah.
So shout out to Dad
Totally.
taking care of the home fort in Georgia.
Aiden Watts, he's another good player on lane 48. I just jinxed him talking about him. He was on a double, but he's a good young player there. Mr. Aiden. McAllen, is that one of our SYC Vegas jerseys that McAllen has on?
There
lane
are a
49?
ton of jerseys.
Yeah, it looks great. Our friends at
And-
I Am Bowling have come up with some really great new designs.
Yeah, I took a picture of the sunset one. There
That
was a
one's
group
pretty.
of kids. There were like 7 of them bowling in the U12 division.
Aw,
And I
they
took a
all
little
had the same
picture of
one?
them. Yeah,
Oh, look how
so
cute. So sweet.
all wearing their same jersey.
That's so cute.
So cute.
I'm hoping that Caden and Henry hit it off in the U12s. They have a very similar personality. I don't think they've really chatted yet,
Those U12 ones,
but I know
love
them both.
Yeah.
And they're going to become friends.
A little bit of sad news this morning with one of our
yeah.
U12ers. I think he's 9 or 10 years old. He woke up with a little bit of food poisoning, Trevor Mason, and he was
Yeah.
not able to make it this morning, which is heartbreaking because he drove all the way from Texas with his mom and his grandma and his sissy. But I'm hoping he'll be back this afternoon or maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, we're hoping. We're thinking about
So
it.
if you're watching, Trevor,
You know,
we hope you
it's-
feel better.
It's scary. You know this. I mean, when you're traveling and you have to eat out, you're just at the mercy of the people that prepare your food. So anything can happen. You hope nothing will happen, but you never know. Plus, with kids, I mean, it's like sweets and, you know, there's a lot of sugar around.
I hope he feels better.
Me too. Yeah.
Little shout out to Drake and Trey. Shout out to Braden Brogan and his mom.
Yeah.
Dad Brogan. Jeff made the trip.
We have lots of family. I love the parents have as much fun at the kids at the events. And you know, I'm gonna do a video at the break with Mr. I forget who I'm doing it with, but there are 2 bowlers. Their first SYC last year was Vegas, first ever. They came out, they made the trip, and they met a new friend from their home area, and they've become like best buddies and travel people.
Oh, they didn't know
together.
each other back home, but
Yeah.
they met each other out here.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
that's cool.
and now their moms are best friends, and they come to all the events together, and they travel together, and they travel to Junior Gold together. So we're gonna do a video at the break, and they met in the line at Steak and Shake downstairs.
I love that.
I know, it's so
It
sweet.
just solidifies our 3 C's of the SYC, right?
Yep,
Competition, camaraderie, and charity.
I
These
still
kids
can't say
making
the
friends all over.
second C.
And you can see the families too. I mean, all the moms, and
Yeah.
they all go get their coffee, and they hang out, and it's fun.
We had some parents in the booth yesterday at the practice session, and they all said, they're like, yeah, I met my best friend at the SYC. And this was parents, not kids.
Well, we certainly have made a lot of new friends at the SYC.
Yeah, for sure. So it's fun. It's fun to come, and it really does feel like I was telling that to my neighbors who are watching my dog, because they're like, why do you leave all the time? I'm like, because I go and see my friends on the weekends.
The coolest thing is that there's a group of families that are already planning the vacation for when their kids don't bowl youth bowling anymore, because they're going to save so much money. And now they are putting that money towards a vacation like in 2025 or something. It's kind of cute.
There's a plan in place. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking around, and our medium pattern is playing. Some people are figuring it out, and some people it looks a little tricky. But
I'm seeing it to the right. The kids who are playing to the right.
Which makes sense.
Yes.
Because if you look at the graph, well, I always play to the right. But I would look at this graph and go, yeah, I want to play to the right. Because you're going to get some hold, right? A little bit.
Well, there's one way to play a short pattern that's probably no fail, is direct with a lot of speed, and that's what Jacob Ballinger is doing. But Drake Derflinger has literally almost thrown it in the gutter twice. I mean, you can watch his mannerisms. He thinks he has thrown it too far right, and he's gone flush, and he has a four-bagger right now, but I think he's getting it.
Good shot.
Yep. I mean, he's got a really great shot, and he is getting it to the edge every time.
Now, when you throw a bad shot and you strike, do you go, oh, I found something?
That's what I mean. You can sometimes benefit from a bad shot by finding some mistake room.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. But that's we were talking about this yesterday. The Kegel does a great job creating the patterns. When Bree was looking at the patterns, she goes, they're not U.S. Open, but they're still challenging. Because we have bowlers that this is their very first big event, right? They've never bowled an event like this before, and they come out and bowl it. And you don't want it to be so hard that they go home and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so bad, right? You want to be able to
discouraging,
learn.
right?
Yeah. So some people will figure it out. Some people that are really, really good on sport shots and have bowled and have more experience on the sport shot. But if you're just new, you can come out and kind of figure out what you need to get better at, right?
Yeah, and you mentioned Bree. So we have Brianna Cote and Missy Parkin here this weekend, but I had 3 parents come up to me and say that yesterday's seminar was so good.
They were great.
And so I need to let the girls know. We had one of our tour reps who has worked on both tours for many years, Jim Callahan. He lives in Las Vegas, so he did a little positive thinking and shared a lot of the tips from the guys that he works with on tour, and then the girls were here sharing their experiences on how they battle all the different things they have to battle, trying to make a living on tour. And the parents really enjoyed the seminar yesterday. We had a great attendance, and they asked a lot of great questions.
That's what I was going to say. What made it great really was the kids asking questions. And even Bree and Missy said that was we had the most questions from kids ever. Like, I didn't really have to,
sometimes you got to prompt them.
But they were doing fantastic. And they were like Bree and I even joked yesterday because they asked the girls, what is the biggest mental block you've ever had to overcome? Like, they were putting it on them. And Bree was like, it was great because she's like, it made us own our things.
Right.
And also teach them, like, the only way that these kids will learn is to ask those questions. So if you have a youth bowler at home, encourage them to ask questions in Q&As. And these kids were great. So
well, I think it makes the pros more personable because, everyone thinks, oh, you're a pro. You're perfect. When they battle so many different things. And, they overcome things, and all they're doing is sharing, how they have had success, and which is good.
Yeah.
And the kids just want to learn. You can tell. They just keep asking. One of my favorite kids who bowls this is Anna Anthony. She asks so many questions, and she just wants to soak it all up.
And another one that asks really good questions And sometimes I like when the kids, because some of the kids that have bowled multiple SYCs, they repeat their question because it's okay. Like, you want to hear what each bowler says, right?
And if someone, your experience is not the same as, you know, like Bree and Missy, they have different ways that they, you know, take their, you know, process.
Totally.
So you can learn. Definitely, you could ask 5 people the same question and get 5 different tips.
Yeah, so you can have, there's nothing wrong with having one question that you bring to every Q&A that you go to, because I know PBA Junior, which is we are a PBA Junior affiliate tournament this year. They do some Q&As alongside their tournaments, and we have our friend Christine Sheen just popped in.
Hey, Christine, she was here in Las Vegas the other day. I'm like,
we're disappointed.
Man, we missed her.
Christine, you should have come. Next time, come and visit us. But she's a great supporter of the SYC.
For many years, and we so appreciate her generosity. And we missed that Harley kid, though.
I know.
Off doing good things in Iowa.
See, these kids, listen, you bring your kids to the SYCs, we get to know your family, we get attached. And then you leave us. And then you leave us. There's got to be this is when I go on my soapbox about the alumni tournament. We should run one. One SYC alumni tournament.
That'd be fun,
Yeah, have all the kids come back, and it's just a fun tournament.
Yep.
Max it and whatever. We could do it here.
This would be a good spot for it.
Right. Anyway, all right, I'm off my soapbox now.
Darius is lined up as well. He's out playing to the right. Pretty direct. Who else we got?
Aiden Rickelman, our pilot, our Storm pilot, is here.
Another one who
Hello,
left us.
Aiden.
Aiden grew up and left us.
Yeah, but he's going to be our pilot.
You going to pilot the Storm corporate jet?
Yeah, that we don't have.
That we don't have.
I hope Aiden becomes a Delta pilot and he lives in Salt Lake City.
That'd be
and
cool.
Then we
could turn when we get on the flight and say, "What's
hey,
up,
Aiden?
What's up, Captain Aiden?"
Aiden, we vote Delta. We have Mama Hartzler. Your daughter is.
She's on the other side. The girls are behind us.
Okay.
You might be able to catch them in the rear view cam. I don't know what pairs are over there, but the girls are behind us.
Yeah, and then they'll be coming
through.
around. Yeah.
Probably game 3, they'll come around this way.
We have Mr. Combs. Jaden's not here, is he?
I don't think so.
High school season, so probably not. Yeah. Jaden, we'll see you next month probably.
Louisiana.
Yes. What else do we have?
Mr. Pattison. Sup, Jamie?
Yeah. He's probably watching some California folks. I think Ashton Woods is on the back camera right now.
Ashton Woods representing Windsor Bowl in Windsor, California.
Maybe not. She might be to the right. My back camera is not very wide.
Jamie, I just gave you a plug. Windsor Bowl, Windsor, California.
She's here for you. What else do we have? Nikki. Nikki's in the chat. Luke is not bowling. We haven't seen Lucas Hersrud in a minute.
Nope.
I wonder when we'll see him this year.
So we got some good games on our pairs here. Hayden Fernandez had the front 7.
Yes.
Drake is bowling good. Darius is bowling good.
Sawyer's bowling good.
They're all kind of, I think they're getting it.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, another thing that I like to teach kids is that when someone on your pair is bowling good, you might want to watch them.
Drake is killing it.
Drake
I like his
is throwing urethane, and he is getting it to the gutter. And it is very smooth on the back end, and he is doing great. That's a good start.
Jamie says your check's in the mail. How about just the Starbucks gift card?
Appreciate you. Blair begging for Starbucks.
It's, you know, we need coffee. Coffee really does power the live stream at the SYC.
I announced this morning when I welcomed all the parents, I'm like, we need to get Starbucks as a sponsor of the SYC.
Oh, that would be
support
fantastic.
them. We support them. They should support us.
I think we're very small in their support bucket.
Probably.
It feels like we're large, but we're probably small.
It's okay.
Starbucks, we appreciate you.
Jamie, what's going on in the collegiate world? There's the Hoosier is this weekend, I think.
That's the hardest tournament.
Is that a boys
bowling.
tournament?
No, it's
boys
girls
and girls.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, where's McKendree bowling? I know
They might not be bowling that one though.
There's a collegiate tournament in Greensboro, North Carolina, hosted by North Carolina A&T this weekend. Vandy is not bowling this weekend.
Yeah, because the Hoosiers NAIA, and so NCAA teams sometimes bowl it, sometimes don't. I don't know if McKendree does bowl it or not. But that Hoosier, man, that is a tough tournament. Fun though. Jeremy says that more centers like Delaware with a Duncan in it. Are you a Duncan fan, Jeremy? We might not be friends anymore. All right, so we are coming down to the game, or the end of game 1. The youth bowlers, what's the cross today, Liam?
Well, we've got a tricky one because it's such a big place, and I wanted them to bowl equal amounts on both sides because the two sides play differently here. That's a known fact.
Okay.
So after game 1, they're skipping 5 pairs, which means they're moving 12 pairs to the right.
Okay.
Or 12 lanes to the right. So this, they're going to go to 1 and 2.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're moving to 1 and 2. Game 2, they're moving 6. So
man, you're keeping them on your toes.
They are getting some exercise. So
they have to do some math too.
And then I wrote it down on their score sheet, and then the lanes are moving. So no math.
Everyone thank Leanne.
They just need to pay attention.
Handwriting on your score sheet. You can thank her with a Starbucks card. I'm just kidding.
Jeez, Blair.
I'm just kidding. Hey, it's expensive now.
Today's commercial brought to you by Starbucks.
No. Actually, what you should do is, here's how you can thank us at the SYC this year. We have 2 awesome charities.
We do.
We have Ballard versus the Big C, and we have Make-A-Wish. Now, Ballard versus the Big C is very, very close to our heart because it's bowling, and Carolyn and Del Ballard we know personally, and Leanne, I mean, you know more than anyone. You've seen Del go through this cancer experience.
And I know what they do with all the money we raise, and they give it to people undergoing cancer, and all the things you need while you're undergoing cancer.
Absolutely.
So the additional treatments and the health things, and so they donate the money to the those people for assisted care and stuff like that.
Yeah, it goes directly to a place, right? And we know where the money goes. So
and then last year you found, because you did the Jason Belmonte Make-A-Wish
we made
Utah.
this connection. So Jason Belmonte had this painting last year that we were going to give it away, and then we're like, wait a minute, let's do something good with it. So we raised money for Make-A-Wish Utah, and we made this great connection with them. And not every Make-A-Wish organization has its own building, but we're really lucky in Utah that they have a building. So we visited there, and we've made this great connection. And the money this year through the SYC, $5 of every entry, is going to Make-A-Wish. And we found out that it costs a lot of money to make a wish.
They said the average wish for a child who submits his story and stuff is $10,000 to make a wish happen, and that would be because there's family that has to go with them,
travel,
and they get a lot of help from the wish partners, like Disney helps them because a lot of the wishes are to go to Disney World.
They have their own
stuff.
village in Disney, which I think is so cool.
So we learned a lot, but what a good our connection there.
Yeah.
Her family was a Make-A-Wish family, her younger brother, and so she did the wish.
Yep.
And now she works for them. So she shared all the great things that they do, and we're going to try to make a little difference and help out.
Yeah, so we are just asking this year if you have extra money and you're part of our SYC family to donate to one of those great organizations. And we have a pledge page set up for the SYC, which I think we shared on the Storm Junior page. If you're here this weekend, there's a QR code you can scan. But, it's a great cause. And what better way? Kids helping kids, right? Like, it's so cool.
We tried to tell, these kids who are here this weekend are obviously very lucky, right?
Yeah, very fortunate.
Their families some have flown cross country to be here, and they travel a lot. And some kids are not as lucky.
Right.
And so I think working with charity and kind of just, letting kids know, kind of let you know how lucky you are and fortunate that you know,
Yeah.
you are healthy, because there's a lot of kids who are not.
Yeah, and you don't know when it'll. I mean, it's you never know when it'll hit. So we definitely anyone who wants to help this year, we appreciate it.
Blair, you got a Starbucks volunteer for New York.
Yes. Oh, that's Grandma Jane. I forgot what Stephanie told me what Keegan calls his grandma yesterday. I already forgot. I'm sorry, Jane, but she watches all the time. She's a Keegan fan.
Nice.
We
Is
can't
that
wait.
Stephanie's mom?
That is Stephanie's mom.
Oh,
yeah.
we're going to see you in April. Yay.
Yes, we are. Yeah, so we can't wait. Yeah, so if you see people, I've tried, so literally, there's Post-it notes on every chair behind this booth right now because that camera, people are going to walk in front of it all day long. So if you see people walking in front of the camera, don't mind them.
It's funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to give a couple different angles. My bodyguard, he's moving on. Mr. Castillo is my Game 1 bodyguard.
Another one of our favorite families who have left us, Mr. Kenny Hedgepath.
Oh, totally.
Hey, but Amber Hedgepath texted me this morning, Blair, and check this out. There are new nonstop flights, Nashville to Utah.
Let's go.
On Allegiant.
Can we go?
And it says as low as $37 one way.
I'm going.
I'm like,
going to Nashville.
I told Amber it's the Holstenberg Hedgie Express.
Oh, yeah, totally. I love Nashville. Nashville's the best.
All right, let's check out some of these scores. Jacob Ballinger's finishing off with a 270. I will take that anytime, Jacob.
Totally.
Drake Derflinger bowled a big 228. Hayden Fernandez, 230. Just glancing around. Breck Strobel, 214. Henry Hine, 198. Joss Weems, big 237. Christian Mouton, 214. Maxwell Benware, 225. Dahun Kwan, 214. There's a lot of 200s on that pair. Mateo, 202.
I love it.
Yeah. And now they're starting to move, so we'll have some, we'll finish up this game in front of us. Sawyer is finishing up. Does he get that double? I can't see. Nope. So he's going to finish up with $190. Not a bad start.
So you have Eric who says aloha. I wonder if he's from Hawaii or cheering on someone from Hawaii.
We have people from
Hello,
Hawaii.
Eric.
Aloha.
Can we have an SYC in Hawaii?
I know. Are you sure you want a SYC? That means you have to work. You want to do the site visit?
Yes. I'm in. I'm totally in for the site visit.
Okay, McKellen, 193. So this pair is pretty solid. 220, 20, 190, 190, 230, and Jay Sean is finishing off strong too.
Yeah,
He had a rough start, but he's finishing off. He'll be 189.
He's got some fans.
Respectable
watching.
first game after a couple of frames of struggling. Yep.
And good shot.
Yep.
A little high, but that was a good shot.
So who's coming to this pair next? So we're going to move 12 lanes.
I have no idea. It looks like we still might have boys.
37 and 38. I don't know. They already switched.
Yeah.
So I think it's U18 boys coming our way. Rylan Breeze, Manny Farrell.
Oh, we have some Utah people watching. So
Manny's
excellent.
coming up.
All right, so we're going to take a break so that people can change lanes, and then we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us, Leanne.
Yeah, I'll be back. We got lots of help, so I'll be happy to come back.
Perfect.
Oh, no.
All right, we are back.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bree. Welcome to the SYC.
Medium pattern?
Yes, we are. So, Leanne, when we were covering the pattern today, I go, well, Bree told me this is the medium pattern. So, what have you seen in game one on the medium pattern?
I'm not gonna. I came in a little bit late today.
Okay, so you just got here.
I just got here.
All right.
But I have my coffee.
Cheers.
And we're ready to rock this day.
I love it.
So I'm excited to see just how the short develops. Really.
Yes.
I think usually the first game's usually kind of tricky on any kind of short pattern.
Totally.
Until they really develop, whether they're going to develop, make you stay right, or make you migrate in a little bit. You kind of just have to let the pattern tell you what you got to do.
Yeah, so we saw there were some really good scores on 47, 48, and 49 and 50, and most of the bowlers were kind of playing to the right.
Okay.
Some were choosing to throw urethane, which kind of makes sense, right? Like urethane to the right, especially U18 boys, right?
Yes.
So they're probably going to choose to throw urethane.
Yeah, for sure. When in doubt.
Do you throw urethane?
I do not.
Yeah.
You know, I've tried it, and I've tried to like make it a tool in my bag. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it very well.
Yeah.
And I've just found that I can make, reactive work, whether I'm using just a lower end ball, whether I'm using maybe something like a hustle.
Sure. Yeah, you love the hustles.
I love the hustles.
Yeah.
Or even like using a big ball, like if I'm using a reality with some surface, to get it to read early and kind of just blend out. So I really don't, I do still try to practice with urethane and try to make it work just in case, because you never know. You never know if I'm going to go to one stop and, I'm being told by one of our reps, I think we're going to have to drill a urethane ball this week, so I need to be able to have that tool in my bag, even though I'm not necessarily comfortable with it.
Yeah, and, like, when you travel for Team USA, you have a ball limit, I'm sure, right?
6
so
balls.
It's like if you're not comfortable with that ball, would you put
I'm not going to take it. Exactly.
Right.
You know, and I've found that, and speaking actually brings up a great point, because when I went to Brazil this year, we bowled on a short pattern. It was like 36 or 38. I think it was 36 feet.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. I was like battling, should I bring urethane? Should I not bring urethane? And I bowled with Shannon O'Keefe, and so she throws a little bit firmer than I do. So she doesn't really need urethane. She can kind of battle that out. And I ended up not bringing it. I just used, in the medium pattern, just played a little bit different. You needed a little bit more surface. You need just a little bit more bigger balls. So it worked out that time. So I just tend to make whatever I'm going to bring work. And I usually start out with like a hustle PBR to kind of just control the pocket for that first game or two. And then once it starts to blend out, I could really do more things, get after it a little bit better.
So there you go. So if you're listening and you're like, man, I don't really like urethane, there's other options.
There are definitely other options.
Yeah.
Talk to your coach, talk to, your pro shop guy, anyone.
Well,
definitely.
and the other thing that we should mention while you're on is 14 pounds, right?
14 pounds.
Yeah.
14 pounds of fury.
Yeah, and so some of these bowlers, I hear all the time, like they're struggling with, should I go up in ball weight? Like, is there more ball dynamics? And I don't know, PWBA Player of the Year in 2021 threw 14 pounds.
I did, and it wasn't that I couldn't throw 15. It
Right.
was just, it was recommended a few years ago to me to try it. And I just was able to manipulate things a little bit better, become more versatile. And if I need to change something, it was just easier for me to do.
Right.
If some people have done it because of injury, wrist injury, and it's fine. 14-pound balls, they still hit pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
the technology in the balloon balls right now is so advanced that going that 1 pound difference is, I don't think it really makes too much of a difference for a lot of players. But of course, it's a comfort thing as well. So try it. If you don't like it, you can always go back.
There you go. All right, so the bowlers on our main camera is 47 through 50.
Okay.
We have this little camera where you can see some of the bowlers at the high end, which I'm not even convinced that will stay. But we also have a camera behind us, so you can see some bowlers behind us. But our main one is 47 through 50.
Okay.
So we're watching Silas Moats, Jacob Pundajek. Totally butchered that.
That's I don't even think I'm going to try. Jacob. I'm going to just call him Jacob P.
He just got his spare. So
He
good
did.
job, Jacob.
Good job, Jacob.
Sebastian Huffman who we call Seabass.
Okay.
I don't know if he's still Seabass because now he's older, but we always called him Seabass.
It may just stick for a while.
Right? Sorry, Seabass. Colton Bennett, Mason Snow, and Samuel Davis. And then 49 and 50 is Michael Duncan, Ethan Lester, Caleb Zamora, Will Hudson, Jacob
Lesifko?
Okay. All right, we'll go with that.
Sure.
Andrew Monson.
Okay.
And we apologize for any butchering of names.
Yes, there's a disclaimer.
Yes.
Not responsible for name butchering.
Oh, that's good.
So it's a very interesting split on 47.
Yes.
So I talked briefly in my teaser yesterday that I would like to see some really cool splits made. So
that one is a definite.
But I mean, this one, like, you kind of want to get the count, so you kind of want to go for the 7-8. But then you're looking at the 6 pin, you're like, oh, I can get this. This is an easy one.
Right.
So it's like super tempting. So, you know, it's gonna see like kind of what he decides to do here, which I think he's going for the count.
He did go for
which
the count,
is smart.
and he got it. Yeah,
He's smart. You know, just.
He turns around and he's like shrugging. He's
Yeah.
like, what was that?
Yeah, but you know, I think he did the right thing in that moment. So
Totally.
if it was like the first frame, I probably would have gone for it.
Yeah, true. Me too. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn on this camera for a minute because I forgot to warn people. I put Post-it notes on the seats back there, like there's a camera behind you. But
I saw one on the step over here.
oh, they pull off. I should have taped them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to do better for the afternoon.
I can help you. Do better.
Yeah. It was a last minute, like,
Oh, don't block the camera moment.
yeah, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, you know, it's hard because everybody's trying to watch their kids, and
Totally.
I get it. You know.
Yeah, and then the chat, everyone wants to watch a bowler. So we're trying to show more bowling, but sometimes it's hard. People don't realize.
It is. I mean, there's a lot of bowling going on, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, like, we can't cover every single pair, every single bowler. So we're just kind of
No.
hoping they make their way to the camera. I mean, the same thing happens on our tour. It's
Yeah.
like, well, we're trying to watch you, and I'm like, well, I'll get there. Just be patient.
Do you like being on the live stream pair or not?
You know, sometimes it's like hit or miss. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, man, the live stream pairs are really good this week. Like,
Right.
and then there's times where the live stream pairs have been like the hardest pairs in the house. And
Oh,
you're
I've
just-
lived that.
And you're just like, everyone's gonna see us and be like, what's going on out there?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. I think I love that viewers can watch and fans can watch us, you know, and just see the good, see the bad, you know,
Right.
just see it all as one, because it's not always going to go good, you know, and it's going to get bad sometimes, but to kind of see how we kind of handle and grind through it, especially if they're trying to work through some issues on how to get through a tough game, they can kind of watch us and see, oh, okay, well, this is how they're kind of managing themselves to get through that tough struggle. And because we are human and we're not going to bowl 300 every game. So.
You know, Leanne and I both complimented you in game one because we were talking about, you know, there were some bowlers that didn't start off to the great start.
Yeah.
And yesterday you kind of called yourself out
Oh,
in the
100%.
seminar about like you have like the lowest first game average on tour. But
Yeah.
you did it in a way that was really good for the kids to hear.
Yes.
Because you look at it like, okay, yeah, I know I'm going to maybe have a bad game, but I can come back.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's always, and I've always kind of been a slow starter.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's not like a nerves thing. It's not like, you know, sometimes I feel like I need an hour practice.
You know who
To
else?
get my body going.
Leanne said, she's like, I really had a like flashback moment because that's her.
Yeah.
She's a slow starter too.
Yeah.
She just needs more practice.
I just need to get my body awake.
She's
No
like-
matter how much coffee I have or how much stretching I do, I'm like, my body's like, not today.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one game, and sometimes like you're hyped up to be bowling, so maybe your adrenaline is rushing, and so maybe you're just trying to get settled in and kind of get comfy, and sometimes it just takes a little bit longer for others, and there are some players out there who they just come out guns a-blazing, man. They're just like off to the rodeo and having a good time and bowling great, and wow, I mean, that impresses me.
Yeah.
You know, very few and far between if I started to block really amazing, and usually my ball reps are like, you feeling okay? But
And
yeah.
you're like, no problem.
I'm
I got
good,
this.
I'm good.
I'll be
So,
around.
Yeah, it is, you know, and I knew, with stats, I was just not a very good game one bowler, and, you know, I improved it for the next year, so that was a plus, you know,
Yeah.
I kind of knew where I was at and improved it, but still, you know, it's just kind of the thing that I am. I like a lot of game blocks. I like 8 game blocks
Yeah.
for that reason.
You need that extra
Yeah.
couple games.
And that's just kind of bowler I am, but
Yeah.
I just do my best to try to make sure. I know if they're going to be tough or I'm not going to be really good game one. I just try to find something that's going to allow me to control the pocket and make spares.
I like that. Yeah, so see, even the best in the world.
Yes.
It's okay, kids, if you shoot 130 your first game. And
I shot 133 game one back-to-back tournaments and made top 12.
Man.
It was rough.
Yeah, so we have a question. Who's on 51? That one's right off the camera. We have Manny Farrell.
Oh, come on.
That was Rylan Brees right there,
Yep.
who Rylan is now. He used to live in North Carolina, and now he is a resident of Las Vegas. So
yeah, I've seen him around the West Coast Bowl and stuff. So
yeah, they made the move a couple years ago, and he loves it out here. He gets to bowl some stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here to bowl for the juniors, so that's good.
Yep. We also have Blake Kirk, Logan Jokella, Xavier Newell, and Josh Bernal. That's a cool Buzz Lightyear. That looks like Buzz Lightyear, doesn't it?
It kind of does. It has the Buzz Lightyear colors.
But it has the Vegas. I like that jersey.
Yeah, it's really cute.
That is cool. So that is 51. You'll be able to see that lane on the top. And we had a question. The camera on the bottom left is behind us. I think it's lanes 11, 12, 13, 14 kind of.
We need a magnifying glass for that one.
I know, yeah. So that one's just your bonus camera. We had an extra camera, so I turned it around. And
awesome. Yeah, just to see what's going on in the other end of the house. It might be playing a little bit different.
Right. And you know, it is a big house.
It's huge.
Yeah. So you are going to see, and Leanne did a great job. They're moving like this game they moved 5 pairs. Next game they moved 6 pairs.
Oh. Okay.
Then they move 5, then they move 6.
Yeah, so they're covering some good ground.
They totally are.
You know, with it changing from like a 5 to a 6, it allows you to not follow the same people.
That's the goal, right? Yeah.
So, which is really good. So, I mean, they're going to see a lot of the house in such a short period of time to really get a feel for what the lanes are doing.
And so we asked the kids to fill out bios, and some do, some don't.
Okay.
So Ethan Lester did, though, and he is from Billings, Montana.
Oh, I've been there once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one time.
I want to go to Montana. It seems so pretty there.
It was very calm and chill and like wildernessy. I went. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Well, if that's a word, wildernessy.
I love these words. Medium.
Just make everything
wildernessly. You should be. You're going to be in the live stream all day long. Favorite pro bowlers, Jason Bomani.
He's a good one.
I would pick him.
He's a good bowler.
He loves hanging out with his friends. That's what he loves most about bowling.
Awesome.
He also, his fun fact is that he has played trumpet for 5 years.
Wow.
And so he wants to say hi to his parents, Joe and Jen Lester.
Sweet. Sweet kid.
Very sweet. I always like when they say hi to parents.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, that's a big deal because if it weren't for the parents, well,
yeah.
or just the support system, the family, whether it's their parents, their guardian, they just thank you for allowing them to be out here and just, make them better.
We try to remind the kids to thank your parents because it is true that they really give a lot to get them here. And
yeah.
I mean, traveling with bowling balls is not easy.
No.
You've done it.
Yeah, it's like, I will say there's sometimes you're like, man, I should have been like a tennis player.
Right.
But traveling with bowling balls is a lot. They're heavy and just, they take up a lot of space. So you have a good support system to help you just kind of carry all that stuff around. And
even here, I mean, so once you get the bowling balls up here,
yes,
you can leave them here. But it's the getting them
It's
up.
the getting them up here to South Point. There is a secret service elevator though.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it was working today, though.
Oh, dang
I
it.
think it's out this week.
Yeah.
Only because here's the conflict, right? When the horses are here.
Oh, they probably
because you have to go through the arena.
Yes.
So I think they closed it because of the horses.
That would make sense. So there is like a secret service elevator here as well as one at Gold Coast. If you're ever going Gold Coast for like trials, you know how to get up to that banquet room much easier.
That is a secret way because, man, that is a long walk too.
They are, yeah. Yeah, it's like a workout just getting your balls to the center and then you're like, now I got a bowl.
So Logan, who is on lane, we butchered his name, so we apologize, Logan. What lane is he on? I'm not sure where he is.
Logan is on 51 and 52.
Okay, 51 and 52. Logan is from Alaska. We actually have quite a few bowlers here.
So there was a sweet girl yesterday who was asking a whole bunch of questions about just bowling and how to better herself and better her mental game yesterday.
Yeah.
And she's from Alaska.
Yeah.
And her name was Abigail. And her mom told me that this is her first big national event. And they got here on Monday and they were just kind of enjoying Vegas and stuff. So super excited. And she was taking notes of what we were saying. So it was really awesome for her. And it was, so I'm really, when she's like, Alaska, I'm like, dang.
Well, it's so Maya, who's bowled a couple SYCs. She's another bowler from Alaska. She just signed to go to Valpo next year. And I said, I'm like, oh, are you ready to be so far from home? And her mom was like, well, anywhere was going to be far from home, because that is the one thing when the kids that come from Alaska, they travel a lot.
Nothing is close. Yeah, I mean it's a good trek for them. So yeah.
So Bree, if you ever want to do a clinic in Alaska, there's some bowlers there.
Let me know. I don't like the cold, but I will go to Alaska.
You could go. Yeah, you have to go once, right? Like
I've been to Alaska once.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Okay.
I went on a cruise and it was in the summertime. And it was still chilly.
Amazing.
It was really pretty. So I would definitely do a clinic in Alaska. So if anyone wants me to come and do a clinic,
she's available.
I will be there and we'll have a great time.
It was a really great shot by Michael Duncan. Mr. Michael Duncan did not fill out his bio. I'm not calling him out. I'm just telling you.
No, never. We don't do that.
It's the U18 boys. I'll tell you, it is hit or miss if they fill out bios. It's that age group.
I think it's really good so we can talk about you.
Right.
We want to talk about you. We want to brag about your fun stuff. We want people to know about you.
Right. So Mr. Andrew Monson, he's from Orem, Utah. He's bowled 5 SYCs. He bowls at Miracle Bowl. His favorite pro bowler is Brad Miller, which I bet I would go out on a limb and say that he's met Brad Miller because Brad comes to Utah sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Brad's a very cool dude.
Very nice cool. Dude. He likes the best thing about bowling for him is that he likes to challenge himself and be better each time.
Perfect. Yeah,
Great mindset, right?
Great. Yeah, definitely. And bowling is definitely that because it's always evolving. It's always going to keep you on your toes.
Yeah. So here's his fun fact. He's been ranked in the top 5 in the world in MLB The Show for PlayStation.
Nice.
I think that's good, but I don't know.
You know, I think if you're in the world and you're in the gaming world and you're ranked,
that's good.
Like you're just ranked. I think that's amazing. Yeah. But to be ranked top 5,
that's amazing. So
good job.
He wants to shout out to his mom and Aunt Susan who are back home watching him.
Oh, my mom and Aunt Susan.
Hello. All right, let's check on Mr. Caleb, who just rolled a shot.
Oh.
Sorry, Caleb. Caleb's bowled a few SYCs though. He's an old hat at the SYC. He's like
he's a vet. He's a veteran.
I don't need to fill out my bio.
You start becoming the oldies.
Yeah. Will Hudson is 15 years old. He is gonna bowl on lane 49. He's from Peoria, Illinois.
Aw.
Bowls at Plaza Lanes in Washington, Illinois. His favorite pro bowler is Packy
Hanrahan,
yes. And he likes the competition of tournaments. He wants to say hi to mom and sister at home. Another shout out. I love the shout outs.
Yeah, the shout outs are great.
Sometimes we get shout outs to dogs, which you know.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
I would too. I would totally shout out to my dog.
Because they're watching.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They're like, we're so glad that they're gone.
Yeah. Party.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if any of the bowlers on lane 47 and 48 have filled out bios. Okay. But so far, I'm striking out.
You're striking out over here.
Yeah. Samuel Davis. So when Samuel steps up next, we'll talk about him.
Yeah, for sure.
Teaser.
Stay tuned.
Oh, wait. We have to talk about your trip forward
our game. So, all right. So I'm going to just let you guys, I didn't develop this game. This game actually came from my tour roommate, Sydney Brummett, because I always give her a hard time. I'm like, man, you trip fours all the time. And I was like, anyone from Wichita, who went to Wichita, I think they teach them how to trip 4 pins. So it was just out of control. So we just started playing a game, if you trip a 4, you get a point. Well, then it evolved. It evolved into a competition.
Okay, all right. Because everything does in life.
It's naturally, everything's a competition.
Right.
So at the mixed doubles this last year, it was you and your partner. Right?
Okay.
So my partner was Chris Vi. Sydney bowled with Matt Russo. And it also involved Lauren Pate and Nick Pate. They were doubles partners. And it also involved Chris Prather and Hope Gramling.
Okay.
Because if anyone knows, Chris Prather trips the most 4 pins out of anybody in the entire world.
I've heard that.
Yes.
I think from you, but I've heard that.
It's ridiculous. So basically, if you trip a 4 pin, you get 1 point.
Okay.
So you just go point.
Nice.
Sweet. If you trip a 4-9, you get 2 points.
Oh,
That's a big deal.
that is a big deal.
If you messenger a 10 pin, you get a point.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And then we got some halvesies in there because I don't trip a lot of 4 pins, so I was trying to do this for the benefit of my team.
Okay.
Because
so-
I'm like, okay, well, Chris is probably going to throw some messengers.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Chris, if you need my help, we're going to need some help here.
Yeah.
So we decided that if you roll a 2 pin, you get a half a point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is there a rule book to this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Good,
I mean,
'cause
like-
I couldn't keep all these points.
It is, yeah. It's really in our heads. And then my favorite, which people usually call me and saying that it shouldn't count, blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
is when you're flat 10, right? And you're just like, and the 6 pin goes in the gutter, and then it goes
Aw.
boop and hits the 10.
No way.
That's a half.
Okay, I like this.
So that's how I keep up.
I like this game, and I think
It's fun, and I can't remember who won last year, honestly, but we were going to do like a big old trophy and everything because it was like a big
it's
deal.
funny.
But then it's fun because it just is a little friendly competition. And then actually carried on to when we went to the World Cup. We did it between the men and the women,
Oh, nice.
just as like a friendly fire
Yeah.
game. I mean, the men dominated us, but we were like, let's go. And it was just fun to like cheer on your teammates and something fun to do and just, because it's really hard like to purposely try to trip a 4 pin. It's
Yeah.
actually really hard.
Yeah, I'd say.
So
Well, and I think
yeah.
there's a couple of things I like about this, especially since we were watching all these youth bowlers,
Yeah.
right? So we talked about practice yesterday.
Yes.
If you bring that game into practice one time a week
Yeah.
to try to trip 4 and do a little points, that would be fun, right?
Yeah,
it's a way to make
and it's
make
a way
bowling
to
fun.
like be fun that like, okay, it maybe wasn't the best shot of tripping a 4 pin, but I got away with it. Awesome.
right.
Like just celebrate it instead of trying to don't try to be perfect all the
Right.
time, and just have fun with it. So it was just fun for us to have amongst ourselves, and if we happen to get a point, we're just super excited. I get super excited. Like I scream, yell, jump like a little kid because I don't do it very often.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I
so
could totally
it's just
see
a fun little game. If you need a rule book, if you need the exact rules, please let me know.
You should put it on your. Oh, you know what you should do?
Uh-huh.
So we have this fun program, the Evolution program,
Yes.
where we send out monthly emails.
Okay.
We should do a video of you talking about the 4 pin
Okay.
challenge this month.
I'm probably gonna need some help. I'll see if I can get some one of the other pros to help me with it
Okay.
because it's really like I'll need verification. Because
Okay.
if you guys want video of me trying to trip a 4 pin, I don't know if you'll ever get it. I may have to
That's
find.
awesome.
I may have to find like an old video.
Okay,
But
but
yeah,
we
we could do a little fun,
just
little
like an
friendly fire
explanation.
game.
Right?
Yeah,
it's fun.
it's
'Cause,
fun.
Sometimes like tournaments are long.
They
This
are
is 15 games.
It is.
It's so and when I have a short attention span, and I don't know about you.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and then
Like
so
squirrel.
yeah, exactly, right? So sometimes you have to keep your mind in it, and if you're doing that and you're challenging
Mhm.
your friends, whatever you do, having those little friendly competitions, I think, are great.
Yeah, it's great for you, and do it with a friend or a roommate or teammate.
Yeah, we're watching Manny. I know that there was a challenge for one of the youth bowlers from Utah. It's not Manny, but he lost the bet,
Oh,
and it was Mr. Luke, I believe,
okay.
and he lost his bet and had to shave his head.
Oh, well, we
So-
haven't done anything extreme like that. I think what we did it in Brazil too with
Yeah.
me and Shannon, Chris Prather, and AJ Johnson, and I think we had to buy milkshakes.
Well, that's not bad.
But like
I like
that's
that
fun.
one better.
Yeah, like okay, you owe me a milkshake,
Yeah,
and then you get a milkshake. We
Yeah.
all had a milkshake.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just something fun to do. Have a good time with it.
I love it. All right, so we have some good scores going on in front of us.
Yeah, like I'm looking over here.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we got some strikes going, and I mean, they're doing pretty well.
Silas is he's having a great game. He has a clean game for 9. I'm gonna jinx him, but
don't do
Silas,
that.
you can blame me. But he'll be stepping up on lane 47 here shortly. Samuel Davis, let me tell you, because there are some people watching for Samuel. He has been a spare shooter this game.
Yeah.
Like, even the 5 count he
The
just
5
left.
count, yeah.
That was tricky. And then he was the one with that weird spare. He
Yes,
got
he was.
count.
Yes, he did.
But he is working hard.
He is
this
working
game.
really hard this game. And those are the games, man. Like, when you reflect back, you're just like,
Can you hit Leanne because she's standing in front of my camera? Hi, Leanne.
she's like, Official appearance by Leanne.
Yeah, there's your Leanne appearance.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the games where you're, you may not be striking, but you're sparing everything. It's just, those are the games that really keep you in it.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, Manny's having a good game over here on
Manny is
on
having
51.
a killer game.
So fun. Manny and I are matching.
Oh, you are?
Yes, we have the same jersey on.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is a Chris Vi jersey.
Oh, nice.
So
Manny's a Utah kid.
we are twinsies today, courtesy of Chris Vi designing this jersey. So yeah.
I just got a message in the chat that Silas has a bio. Let's talk about Silas. He's going to be stepping up on lane 48, right?
There's a lot of kids here from Illinois.
Yeah, there are. He's from Salem, Illinois. He's 16 years old. Favorite Pro Bowler, Kyle Troop. That's not a bad Pro Bowler to follow.
No, that's a good one.
What do you enjoy most about bowling? Strikes.
Yeah.
I agree. And
I mean, like,
throwing a lot.
strikes. Like, it's exclamation mark strikes.
Yeah. So his favorite bowling achievement is he won state 2 times with his high school bowling team in Illinois as an 8th grader.
Oh.
And this year, as a sophomore, they're the regional, sectional, and state champs.
Congratulations to you. I mean,
He's a good team player. Then.
Yeah, that's huge. So that's a big accomplishment there.
Again, this age group, video games are what he loves.
Yes.
And he's in Valorant, Rocket League, and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I'm
Is this
sorry,
my husband's bio? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, really. Because, yeah. I mean, it's like, I know nothing about video games, but it's this whole world, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And, it's, yeah. I don't understand. I couldn't play them. I just know Mario, like hold A, beat a jump.
I love Mario.
I love Mario too.
We'll go back to Mario in a
We're
minute.
old.
But Silas wants to give a shout out, and there must be something here. But he says anybody watching, especially his best friend watching from up above, and he misses you, Wes. So pretty
sweet.
pretty
Super
sweet. But I'm sure Wes is he's gonna like this game because Silas is having a great game.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's see, he's left got a camera in the way here. That looks like a 6-pin.
Yeah, 6-pin.
Yeah, but still
Still
a great game. Manny shot 235. It's a great game.
Really great.
These scoring things. Oh, I don't know how I feel about these scoring monitors.
You have to get used to it.
Yeah.
It
I'm
is.
just not the greatest at adding bowling sometimes.
And then they mess with you because it's like, okay, is it in or not in?
Yeah, does it count it? Does it not count it?
Like, okay, so Silas has 228, so he can go for 238.
238?
Do you hear the question?
Question mark?
Colton Bennett finishes up with a 207. That's a solid game. I'll take 207 on
Yeah,
this.
I mean, he really had
The
one
medium.
open, but he struck out for that 207, so he maximized his 10th frame.
Mason Snow struck out for 191.
Yeah, that's a great strikeout, too.
I mean,
filling out the 10th.
Just save these games, right? Like,
Right. Don't
Don't give up pins.
Don't give up pins, especially if you can strike out on the 10th and just maybe get a few extra than you thought you were going to.
Right.
So Silas gets 7 in the fill. Yep, 235 for Silas.
Very nice game.
Yeah. And there's some good games going around too. Will Hudson, he's having a good game. He shoot 2-teen.
Totally. Samuel Davis, who has worked really, really hard. He got a rough break again on the last pair. I feel you, Samuel. He's like shrugging.
I know.
He's working so hard.
He's working his tail off.
I think we did have before
We did,
lose
yeah.
him.
We did have one.
Let's check out his bio. Samuel, he is 17.
Mm-hmm.
This is his first SYC.
Oh,
He's from Southfield, Michigan. He bowls at Mary Bowl in Livonia, Michigan. Favorite Pro Bowler, Kyle Tripp again. Kyle, that's 2 for you. He loves the competition in bowling, and he really likes watching basketball. His favorite player is Steph Curry. He's a great athlete to watch.
yes.
He wants to give a shout out to his grandmother, who's 96 years old,
Wow.
and 2 friends, MJ and Matt. So
Aw,
shout out to
to
the fam.
them.
Yeah. And he has worked really, really hard this game. So I hope that
Yes.
the pins are
Start
nicer next
Start
game.
to fall the correct way.
Right? Totally. So, Bree, we are going to take a break after this game and go change lanes. And I think Warren Eels is coming in next game, but
Okay.
we'd love to have you back in the booth later
Yeah,
today.
I'll be here. Just
Yeah.
flag me down.
Okay, I will do that.
I'm gonna go see if I can find some trip fours.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to take videos of the
If I can,
bowlers,
I mean, I'm
can
gonna.
just-
Yeah.
any bowlers you want to take videos
Yeah.
of,
Oh yeah.
feel free.
I'll try to get some for you guys.
Perfect.
Show you how to play this game.
Yeah, and maybe you'll see a 300.
I know.
300 watch is
No,
on.
I was over here. They started with front 6. I was like, okay,
yeah,
we're on our way. But
Right.
you know, we'll just.
it's hard.
It's only game 2.
Usually medium and long. That's long usually is where we get some scores.
And I will say yesterday in practice, a lot of bowlers were like, I like the long. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, all right, I see where we're going here.
There's some hold. We like the hold,
Oh, I love hold. Who doesn't like hold?
right? That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I just want to throw
Hold.
it left and just stay there.
Yeah. Or
That's great.
miss and
Or miss.
it stay there.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for, folks.
Yeah, we're looking for some hold.
Seabass is having enough. All these kids are bowling great.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good pair going on right
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I think right in front of us seems like some pretty good pairs.
Totally. It's a great shot. Well, which is usually the live stream. You know how you were talking earlier
Right.
about the live stream
Yeah.
pair being the roughest? We experience that a lot. We're at the mercy of the Ethernet in the building.
Yep, wherever you can hook up.
Yeah. So there's been a few this year, or last season, that it was like, there were some pairs that high game was like 150. And
Oof.
you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's crazy. I mean, it's really, like I said, it's tough to watch, but it's also really good to be able to see that, because you're really seeing like the characteristics of like the center, and you see bowlers. They're like, man, they bowled a really good clean 185.
Totally.
You're just like, what happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, Seabass still shooting really good game here. Still shooting in the 230s, even though he split there that second ball at 10th. But
Yeah, he's not happy, but just move on, Seabass.
Yeah, I mean-
that's fine. You're good. I know every pin counts, but
230 is
still.
pretty good. So
Yeah.
just go get the one, and then shoot 230 again.
Yeah, he's repping David Haynes Pro Shop, which is
Is in here,
nice
right
pro
around
shop in
Vegas. Yeah.
He's a local.
He is a local.
Yeah, he's been around.
He's a pretty good bowler.
Here's the thing, and we talk about this at every SYC. These youth bowlers, regardless of where they live, they bowl so much.
They do.
They bowl like every weekend.
They do. But it's great that they have that opportunity to bowl, because it's just
Totally.
going to make them better.
Yeah, they get so good so fast.
They get so good so fast, and then they scare people like me, like, oh, don't grow up too fast.
Yeah, you might not want to watch the U18 girls division.
They're amazing, and it's just great because I had opportunities to bowl when I was younger, but we obviously didn't have. It wasn't about patterns and doing different things, and traveling like around the country as much. I would say,
amazing.
besides like junior gold, I had a lot of like local stuff within like the state, like the West Coast, but.
Right.
For them, they come here to Vegas, and SYC goes all over the place, and you get the locals, but then you also get the SYC bowlers who travel to all of them.
We tell the parents. You mentioned it earlier, like their support is amazing.
It's
But
crucial.
These kids really are traveling, and they're learning how to travel, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's
so.
going to prep them for college, because college are
Totally.
going to travel a lot, and if they want to go on tour, they're going to travel so much.
And the thing that they're learning that I don't think we had as much opportunity, like our age group, because traveling in itself is something to learn.
Yes.
Like you have to learn how to travel with bowling balls and how to
Yes.
travel to hotels. And what happens if there's a flight delay
Yeah.
and these kids are experiencing it? So when they're on tour, they'll go,
They'll
I've
know.
done this.
Yeah, it's easy peasy. Oh, what do you
No
mean?
problem.
I'm not going to get there today.
Yeah, really. It's fine. This happened when I was
I will say
12 years old.
my tip for whenever, so I always go the day before the event. So if you can't,
there you go.
But I always carry on my bowling shoes and my thumbs,
yeah.
and I always carry on like like a change of clothes, whether
Just in
like
case,
like a pair of like bowling clothes.
Yeah.
Because for example, like on tour, like if I were to get somewhere and my bowling clothes, my luggage didn't show up, then I wouldn't be able to bowl because I wouldn't be in uniform, kind of essentially. So
Totally.
that's the shoes,
There
the
you go.
thumbs, and my a bowling outfit.
I've
That's what
seen
I
that
carry
happen.
on.
There are kids that have had to go to like Target and get like a polo
something
and
wear.
like so it happens.
It
so,
does happen,
yeah.
unfortunately. So those are the things that I travel with as a bowler. So if you want to take those items and
There you go.
just the essentials, so I know that even if I have to drill a ball, I'll have my thumb to do it. It'll feel the same, and I'll have my bowling shoes. I won't be without those.
I love it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this game. We'll have you back in a little
Definitely.
later. We're going to take a short break, and we will be right back.
Sounds good.
Where did my be right back go? I lost my be right back. We will be right back. Oh, there it is. All right, welcome back. We have some bowlers are here, some bowlers are moving here. We have new bowlers coming. Our main featured pair is 49 and 50. And on that pair, we have Jacob Bruff, Wyatt Honecker. I'm going to butcher these names again. Zachary Bird, Giovanni Scanio, Matthew Bell, and Matt Corinne. Matt Corinne is actually our defending champion in the U18 Boys Las Vegas tournament. I will be joined shortly by Mr. Warren Eels. He is heading this way. I'll also be looking up some bios to see if we can talk about those awesome kids. Scanio. Sorry, Andrew. Yeah, I tried my best, but sometimes I can't read perfectly. I do have glasses, but sometimes I need a new prescription. But Giovanni is a cool name, so I apologize for butchering it. He started with a double, though. I butchered his name, but his bowling's fine. All right, let's see if he filled out a bio so I can talk about him. Giovanni did not fill out a bio. It's all right. Good shot. That's a 4-bagger. I'm sorry, a turkey. That's a turkey. I'm getting ahead of it. I'm calling the 4-bagger already. All right, so we have Mr. Wyatt on lane 49. Looks like he's playing to the right. Oh, that was a good shot. Just a little wrap 10. We'll see what our, we have our featured pair, and we do have some U18 girls coming this way, but we also have a back camera and a little angle down to the high end, so you get to see a few more bowlers. On lanes 47 and 48, the bowlers that are coming are Lindsay Prosperi, Alexa Escamilla, Brenna Hartzler, Olivia Fellner, Janessa Hernandez, and Savannah Bergen. It's a nice pair of youth bowlers. U18 girls. We're starting to get some girls. We've been watching a lot of the U18 boys, and now the girls are starting to move their way in. You see Miss Olivia Fellner throwing her first shot on lane 48. Nice shot. Very nice. Could give you guys a little score update, although I might wait a minute because our scores are being tabulated. But maybe in the third frame, I'll see if we can give you some updates. It's always hard because you never know if all the games are in yet. Looks like we have in the U12 the U12 mixed division is we have Mr. Tyler Anderson, Ezekiel Trejo, and John Verde. Those are our top 3 right now in the U12. Let's see U18 boys. They're probably, all their scores are in. Jacob Ballinger's leading. Kendrick Siders and Joshua Abaganya. Jacob Ballinger's averaging a nice little 277.5. And my co-host has joined me.
Yeah.
Hello, Warren Eels.
Hello, Blair.
Warren, welcome to the SYC live stream booth.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here. This is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so you, Warren, you are a awesome PBA 50 bowler now.
In your opinion, yeah, thank you very much.
It is my opinion, but I think it'll come to fruition.
Yeah.
You have a very cool story that we're going to talk about because, you chose after bowling in college.
Yes.
To go and get an awesome job.
Right.
And work.
Yeah.
For a few years, and now you're coming back around and get to live out your dream of bowling on tour, right?
Yeah, and I think that I think I would be a fair example. We want to encourage all these kids to keep bowling, but go and get their education, because regardless of whether you're a bowler or a basketball player or a tennis player, so few really make it into the professional ranks.
successfully.
Right.
And unfortunately, in bowling, it's even a smaller number because, the money is just not that great in professional bowling. But the education, there's no question. Every level of education that you complete certainly translate into, higher income through your life. And I bowled in junior leagues. I wish that this type of thing was available when I bowled.
No kidding, right? Oh, man.
And then collegiate. I had wonderful collegiate career at Arizona State, and we won the national championship in '81, and we were ranked first in '79 and '82, and we were third in nationals and my last year in '82. But yeah, the important part was not bowling and having a great team was a lot of fun, but getting my degree was even the smarter thing. And when I graduated, I did have the opportunity to bowl on the PBA for a couple of years, right out of college. But I did, I had like the guy, Missy and Brianna and Jim were talking yesterday to all the players, have a process on the lane. I had a process also. I finished my education. I had a chance to keep bowling and realized, what a difficult road that really was and how good the top players were. And I wasn't going to be that top player.
Right.
So I went back to work, and bowling never goes away. It's always there, and got married and had a career with U.S. Customs. Continued to bowl my entire life, but just that locally and a few tournaments here and there. But then the kids get older and they grow up and they move out of the house, and I turned.
You have
50,
a life again.
Yeah, I turned 50 years old, and my wife was looking for something to get me out of the house, and she said, you should bowl a lot more.
Well, I think it's an important, it is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, right? When you go out and you're on tour and you're looking at it and you're going, you know what? This isn't the right time for me right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids, the ones that everyone aspires to go out on tour, I think now that both tours are competing and it's something that you want to do.
Yes.
And if it is something that you want to do, you should try it, right?
Yes.
But there is a moment when, okay, maybe this isn't the right place for me, but there's still places in the sport, which I think is important.
Yeah, and I think, there does come, you need to be, really honest with yourself. And one of the things, and I still vividly remember it, I'm looking at, some of the players that are out there, and I was, like I said, 22 years old when I finished college. And, you're looking at some of the guys that are, 15, 20 years older than you are, and you're saying, do you want to be in that position in 15 or 20 years? Right. Or and I said, it's just a tough, and again, so you need to be tough and honest with yourself and say, hey, am I going to be that elite player and be able to sustain it, which is the other thing in bowling that is very difficult. You see these players have outstanding years, but how many sustain it year after year? And you could be hurt. It's a sport. It's an activity where we do go into slumps and where we're not. The game is always changing, and maybe the changes all of a sudden are working for you, and as the game evolves some more, maybe it goes away from you just as quick as it came to you. So I think if you look at the last 30, 40 years of bowling, all the changes, the lanes and the balls and the conditions and so forth. And, certain eras, certain players thrive, and, then when that passes, their time, being real successful passes as well.
Yeah, and I think, you said it earlier, and Missy Parkins said it yesterday, and I thought it was great. We brought up college bowling, which I try to ask every time when we have that captive audience of youth bowlers and parents, and we have players talking about it. And Missy said the most important thing, she believes the most important thing, which I would agree with, is when you're looking at all those schools, make sure it has a major that you actually want to do.
Correct.
Right? Which I think is, it sounds easy, right? It sounds like, well, duh. Like, there should be a major there. But when you get in that heat of the recruitment process, and you're like, oh, I love this bowling program. I love this team. I love this coach. But it doesn't have your major. It's not perfect, right? So you have to be, again, you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. And again, like we're saying,
whatever your activity, the number of players in any given sport that go on to have big professional
Oh,
careers.
look at the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Football players. How many youth football players are there out in the U.S.?
Right. And football, I mean, the average career, I think, in the NFL is 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, right.
And so, what are you going to do after that?
Yeah. There's a little more money in it, but
there is.
Yeah.
But for a lot of players, and you get a windfall early, and
Yes.
do they manage that money really well?
right.
And then because when they can no longer play or play well enough, that type of money disappears.
Totally.
And they can probably coach or whatever, and the money is okay, but it's certainly not what they're signing for.
Right.
But bowling is not like that at all. But you go to when I went to Arizona State, I didn't even know that they had a bowling team when I went there.
Yeah.
So and when I got down there and they had a bowling program,
It was a bonus, right?
It was a bonus.
That's how I felt too. When I went to Ohio State, it was the same way. Yeah.
And then I just fell into a situation where we had 2 or 3 really good players, and a group that really liked bowling together, and we had a couple of outstanding coaches.
Yeah.
And actually, at the time, the student union really supported the program very well. There was a bowling center in the student union, and they underwrote a lot of the expenses for the bowling team. There were no scholarships,
Right.
but we did have we didn't have to do a lot of fundraising, or we didn't have to pay, which a lot of the kids now in some of these club sports,
Oh yeah.
they're actually paying to be on the
Totally.
teams. So again, I just fell into a great situation, and get collegiate bowling is outstanding program. I mean, it was such a fun 4 years, but the best part of college was leaving with the degree.
Yes.
And then I had that chance to keep going, and I did it, and I really stuck to the plan. I said, in a couple of years, this isn't really working out. And I can't tell you how many times I've said how lucky I was that it didn't work out quite that way, because I worked for U.S. Customs for 35 years, and I'm retired now, and since turning 50, I've been able to bowl so much and so many turns, especially on the senior side of things, and with a fair amount of success.
Right.
So it like I said, it never went away. It's always been there for me. I'm still able to bowl now and enjoy it. And even in retirement, Customs is paying me for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. Well, and I think what's interesting, I know we're talking about youth bowling, but there's so many stories like yours out on the PBA 50 tour. I mean, Mike Keogh comes to mind, right? He's had a successful business, and now he's going out and doing the same thing. Like, and there is a point where for these kids, if you're passionate about something, like, man, I want to be an accountant, right?
Yeah.
Accountants work a lot of hours during certain times of the year.
Yeah.
So you might not have all the time in the world to bowl, but you might still want to do it, and you make a good amount of money, and have a good life, and still love it, and then you want to come back and do it.
Yeah.
And it's there, and these kids are working so hard on their game now, and those fundamentals never go away.
No,
if you have good fundamentals, they'll be there for your whole life, and you just have to kind of tweak it, right?
Yeah. When I started my career with Customs, and I just got married, and then a couple of years we had some children, and there was a 10-year span in there where I was lucky to get 3 games a week in league.
Yeah.
And that was about it. But like I said, the sport never went away.
Totally.
And to whatever level or degree you're able to play, it's always there. And as things change, and if you have more time and more opportunity, you can get back into it. And it is a sport for all ages.
It is. Yeah, it's great. And
there are guys still bowling on the senior tour that are well into their 70s.
Yeah.
And having a great time coming out and bowling. So,
I think it's important, if a parent's listening, and maybe you have a youth bowler that you're going to have to help them through these decisions. Like, it's important to know, like, hey, it's there, right? It's always there. Like, you know, I have a full-time job. I love my job at Storm, and I still get to go out and compete maybe in Queens every year.
Yeah.
And it's fun to go out and do that. And it's not my full-time job, but I can still go out and bowl and have fun and maybe have a little success. Not as much as these kids. These like I'm watching Brenna Hartzler here, who's not having the best of all games, but she just committed to Nebraska next year. She's on lane 48.
Yeah.
So she's going to go and have a fun time in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I love coming and watching these. They have here at South. I mean, they have tournaments all year round.
Yeah.
You know, this is like the capital of the bowling world right here at South Point.
And they take care of the lanes really well too, so it's great.
You know, the kids they had the big collegiate tournaments, you know, around Christmas time and New Year's.
Yep.
Yeah, JBT was up here, similar time frame. So, you know, some of these kids, you know, I've seen them bowl for the last few years as they've grown.
And then you see him come out and bowl. You probably saw like Spencer Robarge, who's he still holds him and Jillian Martin.
Yeah.
They hold in their respective divisions. They're tied at 12 SYC titles. So they're our record holders, Jillian and Spencer. So all these kids are chasing Jillian and Spencer.
Yeah, and there's a few of them out there that I think that's exactly what their game plan is. They have that in mind.
Yeah. Well, and you know, Jillian and Spencer, the SYC only started in 2017.
Yeah.
So they were at the mercy of how old they were when it started. And they were not super young, but it's fun.
Yeah, so some of these youngsters, they could have a 10 or 15 year career, because I mean there's some really young kids out here bowling.
There are, yeah. We have some that are still under the age of, they're not double digits. We have 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Right. So I have plenty of old bowling balls at the house that are older than all the kids out there bowling.
Well, I joke. It was a joke, but it's kind of interesting. Jim Callahan did our seminar yesterday, and he's worked for Storm for 17 years.
Yeah.
And there's not many kids that are older than there's not many kids that
are that old.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just really funny.
Well, what Jim is he's like 78 or 79 years old.
Yeah. Oh, Jim. Yeah. He's probably watching. He's like, Warren.
Yeah. Well, he told me he was going to come by, so I don't know.
Where is he at?
Hopefully he's in the building and not listening.
Yeah. So we have Mama Hartzler watching from home. She's watching Brenna. She says so we've dubbed this pattern medium.
Yeah,
it's kind of like between short and medium.
Yeah, so when I said the short pattern, then I saw the distance at 38, and I go, well, I mean, to me, that's kind of a short medium pattern.
Right, so it's medium.
Yeah.
And it is proving to be pretty tricky for the young ladies, although some have figured. Olivia Fellner seems to have figured it out.
Yeah. Now some of the gals started on the high end of the low side.
Okay.
And when they were finishing oiling the lanes, those were the last ones that got oiled, and then they started bowling on it. So I think that there were several of the good young ladies bowling down there. And
it was very different when they
I
moved.
think that when they come over to this side, the high side, I think they're going to see a little bit more friction, and I think they will like it a little better than what they were. I was talking to Ashton Wood's father, Curtis, and she was one of the ones that was up there on the high side of the low end, and I told him I think that they will like it when they jump over to the high side of the house for the reasons that I just said.
Sure.
So, and then again, but when I just sat down and you were talking about, the two guys, the one guy at 277, 279, I think to start.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick at 266, 280.
Yeah.
Nice start, but you're in second place.
Right. That's what I was looking. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Josh Abagani is right behind him, and he only averaged 230.
Yeah.
234. I'm sorry. Let me not short him.
Yeah, I think he had a 260 the first game, and then he settled down a little in second.
Yeah.
200.
But look at the girls. So maybe what you're talking about, Karina Capron started with 247.
Yeah.
And then she must have moved, and she bowled a 160. So the medium is kind of
Now
But
I
the,
know
the ladies are having a little bit of trouble. it
So I
looks
know,
like.
Ashton Woods and Caitlin Abagana and then Bella Castillo were all on the higher end of the low side to start.
Gotcha.
And I don't think any of those three started out real well.
No, but you know what's interesting, and this is what we tell kids all the time, right? When you look at your score, look at the scores around you. Don't
Yeah.
necessarily score watch, but just get the pace of play.
Get the pace, right.
Right, because Bella, who's in the U15 girls division, she bowled 187, 192. She might not be happy with those games, but she's leading.
Yeah, so I'm
yeah.
just seeing the scores now. But yeah,
Right.
you watch her bowl and you think, oh, she's going to be in the 200 plus range. But,
Absolutely.
But yeah, so in that division, the scores, and
A
I
little lower.
imagine those girls are all bowling, close to each other. They're all in the same group of lanes.
Yeah, Leanne does try to keep the divisions
Yeah.
together. And I think what's interesting this time, too, is that she's trying, so they moved 5 after the first game, and now they're moving 6.
Yeah.
So you're not following the same group all day either, which I think is very awesome.
And I do think, in this type of a tournament, again, you've got a real wide range of players. And so the transition, I think, is going to be, difficult for some of them. We'll see which ones can manage that the best. Because lots of balls going down the lane in all different places.
Yeah.
And
So we've confused Stacy Bell. Is this the medium? They announced short this morning. So we are playing with the pattern. So they are bowling on short, but in terms of short, as we talked about earlier, it's a longer short. So that's why we've dubbed it medium.
Right.
So it's a short medium pattern, but this is the short.
But
it just is it's a longer. I mean, it's still short. It's 38 feet, but when you think, for me, when I think short, it's 35.
Yeah, I would say 36 or less,
Right.
is sort of, 36 would be the end of the short distance in my book. Anything above that, 37, 38, 39, those, shorter, medium patterns.
Right.
But those are medium length.
Yeah.
And then depending on the volume as well. And I believe when I looked at the patterns, they were all 26 to 28 milliliters in volume. So, they all have plenty of oil. And I mean, it's not like they're bowling on 20 or 21 mils or something like that. So
well, and we really try at the SYC to keep the patterns playable for all different styles, all different levels of play, because like we've said earlier, you have bowlers that this is their very first SYC, and it may be their very first kind of national level tournament.
Yeah.
And then you have players that they've won 8 times at the SYC.
Right.
So you have to have a balance of challenge.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, the young men and women that are out there that are playing the right part of the lane, and I watched that Bellinger, Jacob, and also Kendrick, who's actually, I think he's not far. He's in front. He's on one. Yeah, he's on 55 and 56.
Okay, yeah. So you might be able to see him in the lower right camera.
Yeah.
My
But they were playing the right part of the lane, and I've been watching the scores on the high side, so but in comparison to the low side, and again, it's probably the divisions as well.
Sure.
It seems like the vast majority of the really good scores were on the high end, and the young men and women that have been out on the right part of the lane, they are seeing friction and they are getting those good scores. There's some, again, down there on 57 and 58.
Yeah.
Chance McLean's got a nice game going down there.
Garrett Andrews, 265.
Yeah.
I would take that.
And, Jay Schofield on
Yeah.
56 with, looks like a 230, 240 game going.
Yeah. And Trey, too. Trey on the 53 and 54, the same pair as Garrett. He has the back 3-6.
Yeah, well, look.
8.
Yeah, Garrett Andrus, 265.
Yeah.
And I believe he had a nice first game as well.
Yeah, Garrett's a past SYC champion. He's pretty good. He's going to be out on the PBA tour in a couple of years.
Yeah, so I say, over on this side, and there have been some, very good games.
Yeah.
And those are some of the older boys that are
Divisions, yeah.
bowling, so that, they're hitting it pretty good. Some of them.
Yeah. I have seen some urethane in that division. Definitely.
There's a lot of urethane going down the lane.
Yeah.
Probably, and some of them should be throwing it, and some probably there's probably too much urethane.
You know what we were talking about earlier, actually, because I asked Bree, and I'll ask you too. I asked Bree, I go, "Do you throw urethane?" And she goes, "No, I don't, because I don't feel comfortable doing it."
Right.
And so she's like, "It's a tool, and it's a tool that I might have to learn how to use, or someone
Right.
might tell me that this is the right thing to throw this tournament." But she goes, when I'm being forced into, like, when she travels for Team USA,
Yeah.
and she has to pick 6 balls, urethane is not in her
Right.
arsenal. She'd prefer a hustle, because for her game, that is
Right.
that's what she can manipulate.
All right. So I'm a senior player. I'm a down and in is my style, and I use a pitch black urethane all the time. That's my spare ball.
There you go.
and it's like a rescue club in golf. I mean, if
you're just out of
the lanes are just absolutely, for me, unplayable, or I may take that ball just to try and control the pocket and keep a ball in play, and grind out 190 2-0 if that's the pace that if it's a real tough scoring condition, that might be good enough. So it's an emergency ball.
Yeah.
But I will say that the UC3.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Now, that's that urethane, and I agree. It doesn't roll the same as it actually flares, at least for me.
Yeah.
Whereas the pitch black just rolls over the same track, and you get that huge very narrow ring of oil on your ball. Whereas the UC3, actually you get the bow tie flare with that ball, and I use that quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
And it's been a very good ball for me.
I would agree with that. I'm a straighter player, and I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Matt Curran is our defending champion for Las Vegas, and he just finished up. He struck out for 206,
Okay.
which I think is a good save.
Yeah,
So Mac,
right.
just hang tight. It's hard being a defending champ. Of
Absolutely.
A tournament. So because you get announced, and
Yeah.
we don't let you live it down.
Well, you have and you get the target on, and everybody
Yeah.
say, okay, well, we want to make sure that person doesn't win again. So
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what's amazing about our multi-SYC champions. It's like anything else. Like, if you look at Spencer, right? Spencer Robards won 12 times at
Right.
the SYC. That's different centers, different cities,
Yeah.
different tournament conditions, because we never use the same pattern twice.
Yeah.
So every time that these patterns are laid out, it's the first time that bowlers are bowling in a SYC tournament on that pattern.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing when you think of all that, all the variables.
Well, I do think as far as you have to learn your fundamentals. You have to learn the technical part now. The understanding the balls and the layouts and what works for you and what doesn't, and the lane pattern and so forth. But there's an intangible, and some of the bowlers seem to get it. And learning how to win is something that is very scary, I think, for some. All of a sudden, people of all ages. It's not just youth bowlers. It's adult bowlers as well. All of a sudden, you look up and it's like you're in the lead and you have a chance to win.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they fade away.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot. And so I think that other players, for whatever, they have the knack. Once they learn how to win, and you win once and then you win twice, all of a sudden, it becomes, a lot easier. And when you've won, several times, and you're in that position more and more often, I always tell when I'm helping people, or one of my favorite phrases is, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And that's a very cliche thing, but it's very, very true. You might have the first 4 or 5 strikes in the game, and maybe the other person starts out a little bit slow, but are you going to finish that at the end of the game when it really matters? And you see so many people get to that point, and all of a sudden they throw a bad shot, or they tighten up, or they tense up. So and for me, the kids coming up, and whatever I think if you like to compete, you need to compete as much as possible. You need to practice and get your game in shape, but you also need to get the competition so you're used to it.
Totally.
And when you are doing well, all of a sudden, when you realize you're doing well and you're doing better than almost everybody or everybody in the tournament, that it doesn't bother you that you're not say, well, this is the position I should be in. This is why I did all that work in that practice, and let's close this thing out. And again, I think that's an intangible. It's very hard. You can't just
You're
teach
totally right, because there's a SYC bowler that comes to mind, and it's from years ago, right? We started the SYC in 2017, and there was a youth bowler named Melanie Caton who came and bowled, and she was from California, and she won, I think it was either the first year in Reno or the second year. I can't remember which year, but she won. And it was like a light bulb turned on. And you watched it, because it was from that point, she won so much stuff after that. And now she's bowling at North Carolina A&T with Coach Kim Terrell Kearney. And she had a very successful rookie season. She is part of the great team there. And I remember we were talking about Melanie and how truly what you just said happened. She learned how to win. And until you experience it,
right?
And you can't really teach it either.
No.
It's like it has to happen.
That's the part that's one of the parts. It's between the ears. It's in the but you see that when certain players, they do make that breakthrough, and all of a sudden they win, and then the floodgates just open up.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was just like it became effortless for her to come out and throw a string of strikes. And not that she wasn't doing it before, it was just different. It was a different kind of confidence. And I think we've seen some bowlers that we see here. Brenna Hartzler, she won in Florida. I mean, and not that she wasn't winning before, but she started winning at the local level. She was winning some JTBAs, and then she won an SYC, and it was like, oh my goodness. And Caitlin Abagania, she's gone through that, where she won in junior gold, and then kind of the floodgates open, and it's amazing.
I've seen that my entire life. I've been bowling competition since I was 8 years old, so that's a long time. And there are many players that I've watched over the years, and I go, boy, I wish I had their physical game.
Yeah.
And you watch their physical game, and you think, oh, they should have accomplished, whether it's on a local association levels, or they should be winning the city title or the state titles, and they really haven't won or done as well as you think that they should with the game that they have. And then there are other people, you watch their game, and it's very modest looking game, but they win.
Yeah.
And so there is something that, and again, I think part of that process to get to that is you have to bowl in these competitions. You have to get out and get used to it, get comfortable with it, and really enjoy it. And then again, when you have the moment, seize the moment, and get past that, and then hopefully for all of these competitors, the floodgates open up for them.
Yeah, and it's a different, what's interesting, and this happens when, it used to be just when you moved from juniors to college and then to the tour, right? There used to be these jumps, right?
Yeah.
But now there's more jumps because we have these age divisions, right?
Yeah.
So you see kids who have learned to win at the U12 level, and then they move up.
Yeah.
And, oh, wait, we have to learn again in this U15 division because it's a little tougher, right? And then, oh, wait, we're moving up from U15 to U18.
Right.
And all of a sudden there's that, some kids will move up and it's nothing, no miss, right? Their scores are high enough and they're in. But others, there's a little bit of a learning curve in the first couple of years of an age division.
And getting back, there is. And at each level that you progress to, the jumping right in and being good gets harder and harder. And the final step of going to that professional level, if you might have been great in college, but
that's a big job.
When you go, and I was a very good collegiate bowler, and when I went out and bowled on the PBA right out of college, I mean, you realize how good the professional players are as compared. You could be the best collegiate bowler in your area, or even you're one of the best in the country, and then you go out on the PBA tour, and you might become a good player on the PBA, but there is a learning curve, and I'm sure it's the same on the PWBA as well. It's not just being a good bowler. You have to learn how to be a good bowler on the tours.
Totally.
And you go back, way back, even before my era, but when Earl Anthony first went out on tour, he was a bust, and then he went back and then he came out and had a Hall of Fame career, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But you look in, Walter Ray and a lot of the guys that when they started out, I mean, they bowled a lot of tournaments and they didn't cash very often.
No.
Jim Callahan yesterday was talking about Kyle Troop.
Oh yeah.
Who came out and didn't cash in his first 14 events on the tour, and that's really discouraging for players that are probably used to winning almost everything locally, and then you go out there and you can't even get a check, and then he wins more money. A couple of years ago has the most.
Well, and you know what? Another factor in that story that Kyle actually talked about, I can't remember if it was in a live stream or if it was on one of the shows, but for him, after those first couple of years on tour, he kind of had to have an honest conversation like you did with himself, because he was going out, and this was what he wanted to do.
Right.
This was it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't that, I
That's
kind
the
of want to
family
have
DNA.
a job, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he made a commitment to himself and his goal and his dream, and because he was still working at Wendy's part-time the first couple years, and he quit that job, and he put all of it. He went to the gym. He went and worked on his mental game. He was on the lanes every day, and he treated it like a job every single day when he woke up. And he's talked about it, that making that commitment and having that conversation with himself about, it's going to be hard. I mean, I'm sure there was some struggle in there where, you don't have that little bit of income that's coming in when you're home or whatever. And he had to commit to it. And for him, it worked out.
Right.
Had it not, he might have gone a different direction. I'm not sure what he would have done, but it worked out. So there is that. You do have to be honest with yourself and go, even at the youth level, right? We have kids that come out here and their goal is to win the SYC. And at the end, some will win and some won't. And you have to have that honest discussion with yourself about, did I put in the work to really win?
Yeah.
And if you didn't, what can you do differently for the next time? So it's all about being honest. It's hard.
Yeah. And
I could sit here and say you could be honest with yourself, but oof.
And no matter how good you are, I mean, even Jason Belmonte, he doesn't win more often than he does win.
Yeah.
And that's the the bottom line is we all they talked about it yesterday as well. We always come out and our intention is to win.
Right.
Even in a tournament itself, there are points in a tournament where you have to realize, I'm not going to win this event.
Right. What can I learn?
But what can I learn, or how high can I finish?
Yeah.
Can I get to the cut line? Can I get to 10th place? What is it? My goal now.
That I'm not winning.
So, and out here, hopefully all of these participants can leave here, being a winner in one way or another.
Yes.
Whether it's gaining experience, gaining, friendship with other players from all around the country. I was down here, when in Keeping Score, we've got kids from Maryland and West Virginia. I think at the beginning it said 36 different states are represented, which is outstanding. I mean, these kids are coming, from all the way, back east. One of the girls was from upstate New York. To Boldies.
Yeah.
And there are youth challenges back east as well.
Totally.
But
I mean, even in the chat, Mama Hartzler, who was watching Brenna, she's now moved on, and I have to let you go because you're our awesome helper with scorekeepers. I'd love to talk to you all day, but Julie says that last year Brenna won 17 titles between Ohio and Michigan.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
17 titles, and that's just between two states and local youth tours, and there's so much youth bowling and so many opportunities.
Yeah.
So get your feet wet as much as you can. But thank you, Warren, and we'll have you back in. I don't know if are you coming out tomorrow too, or just here today?
No, I should be here all weekend.
Good. So we'll have you back in for a game to call some more action, and We're going to take a very, very short break. I'm going to leave the lanes on, but we're not going to be here. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. I am now joined by Mr. Brad Starkey. Brad, welcome to the live stream booth.
Hi, guys.
So your daughter, Abby, has bowled a few SYCs. She's won a couple SYCs.
She has.
What's your SYC experience overall?
We hang out a lot with the other parents, and then the kids do a lot of hanging out.
It's fun, right?
So, yeah.
Pretty fun, yeah.
So that's a good time. And I think Abby has a lot of fun doing these.
Yeah.
You know? They don't always get a chance to see these kids a lot. But, yeah, man, whenever they do these tournaments, they get to hang out, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So Abby is one of the youth bowlers that travels a lot and bowls a lot.
Professional youth bowler.
Serious, right? Like, I mean, these kids are bowling like every weekend. We talk about it, and I joke with some of the players that come in, and I say these kids bowl more than you do.
Yeah, they do.
Because they're so Abby's. Does she ever get a weekend off?
She has actually. After
nice.
after team trials, she had a few weekends off.
Nice.
Which was cool. But even when we're not traveling to the big ones, like we're doing small ones,
right?
You know, either locally
home,
or Wisconsin or close to us.
Yeah, and you're from Illinois.
We are.
Yeah, so that's a pretty hotbed of bowling.
The Chicagoland area.
Yeah, and Abby's improved a lot in the last couple of years. We're watching some U15 girls in front of us. Do you remember what Abby was a U15 girl?
It's funny. I was just thinking about that. Like when I pull up bowl metrics, I still click U15 girls first. Because I'm looking for her scores.
You're like, where's her name?
Yeah, right? It's so funny.
Yeah.
And even like when I'm looking at the boys too, like I think about Keegan and Micah and them, I'm still looking like U15 first, and I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, it is. U18. We were just talking about all of the different challenges in bowling, right? So you not only do you have the what used to be the big one, right? Junior to college to the tour.
Yeah.
Now it's U12 to U15, U15 to U18, which, I mean, the U18 girls division right now is tough.
That class that she's in, I mean, is tough. I mean, Caitlin Abaganya and Gianna, who's not here this weekend, but Gianna, and I mean, they're just
I mean, even
Avery and that age.
I look at the standings right now. I actually have U18 girls pulled up right now, and it's Karina Capron is still in the lead, 247, 160, 198. Ashton Woods. Now, she'll be going to college next year, so she's in second. Jaden actually, these scores are very
Yeah,
high.
and we're missing a few at the bottom still.
Oh, okay,
looks
maybe.
like, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is when I don't look at the scores because
Yeah.
they're not all in.
Yeah.
But we can talk about, so the bowlers right in front of us.
Mhm.
47-48, the bowlers you're watching are Brianna Provenzano, and I do butcher names, I apologize. Maximus Glosser, Anna Antony, Carter Gross, Emerson Hadfield, Candace Valentine, Vantine, and then on 49 and 50 is Abigail Jokila, Elijah Nebris, Caliana Larson, Daryl. I'm not even gonna try.
Monteverde.
All right, you got it. And Derek Monteverde. I like your.
Yeah.
There's like some enunciation in there.
You know, it's great. I don't know any of those kids except Anna Antony.
So
Right? These are all new faces.
yeah, that's the cool thing. I think we have like 48 new bowlers, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I know Carter. Carter Gross is in our evolution program, but this is his very first SYC. So he was
Cool.
he walked into Vegas and he's like, oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
you walk in the stadium and it's a little
Eye-opening.
overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of, the U15 division has a lot of new faces in it, which
That's
is
good.
exciting,
That's what we need.
right?
You know.
And then of course on 51, which you can catch on that top camera, you will see Bella Love Castillo and Alex Crawley and Gage Baker, Lindsay Grime,
Sangalong?
Yeah, she's from California.
Cool.
And Hannah is on the pair. Her sister is on that pair too. So, I'm sorry, his sister. Shin is never mind. I'm butchering everyone.
Yeah, brother and sister on the same pair. They're
I
cool.
need more coffee.
Yeah.
That's where we're at in the day.
We'll send Beth. Send Beth for a coffee
Like,
run.
Beth, go. Save the live stream. I was joking this morning that our live stream is truly powered by Starbucks.
Powered like a Starbucks. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think that the jump, right? Because you just survived the U15 to U18 jump. That's a big jump.
It is. It's tough, especially when you got like Ashton Woods and Karina Capron and
Yeah.
girls like that are in there. I mean, Ashton's a Team USA member now, right? Or Junior Team USA. and,
Yeah.
you know, she's got game, and she's always going to be up there.
Totally.
So yeah, it's good competition, and that's what we come here for. You know.
That's true.
Yeah, the competition. It's always a good litmus test. You know.
Yeah.
You practice all year for junior gold, and tournaments like this, like you know pretty much where you stand and where you're going into junior gold, who's going to be up there, and you know the girls that are going to be close.
Yeah, it's a good. We always talk about how the SYCs, we try to be a good prep for junior gold,
Yeah,
right?
for
and
sure.
that's why we don't run an SYC in the month of July, because we want the kids, if they want to go bowl junior gold, they should be able to go bowl. And yeah, it's hard on the budget. These tournaments are like every month, man. There's something to bowl. So
Yeah, the June and July is just.
yeah.
The end of June and the beginning of July is just ridiculous. It's just too busy.
Yeah.
And if there was an SYC mix in there, I mean, we'd still do it, but
You'd be really mad at us. You'd be like,
Yeah.
hello?
yeah, it would just be too much. And
Yeah.
even right after junior gold, like you get into like August and stuff, and there's still stuff going on, right?
Oh,
It never
yeah.
ends.
Yeah, it's a lot. But, you know, that's why they're all bowling on 3 different patterns.
Mhm.
So you get to see, like, okay, maybe you're really good at short, or medium, as we've dubbed this
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah.
Short medium. So medium.
Well, it played really tight in the beginning. Like the first
Yeah.
game was really, really hard, I think.
Yeah, and now it's kind of loosening
don't
up
know,
a
it's-
little bit.
yeah.
It's not
It's
actually, I
still
shouldn't even say that.
I mean, look at Abby went 170 something, 160 something, 180 something, but she had a 4-bagger and then had 3 splits in a row and shot 180. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
it's
she had
tough.
couldn't find it. You know?
It's not easy out there, especially for, I think the Brenna Hartzler's mom was watching last game, and she mentioned that it looked tougher for the ladies, and I think sometimes that rev rate and speed combination, a longer short pattern may prove to be tricky. And I don't think, I forget who told me yesterday, but characteristically, normally the gutters don't play really well here.
Right.
Which makes it
I've
even
heard that.
more challenging. Oh, it was
Yeah.
Curtis. Curtis
Yeah.
told me every year Ashton has bowled really, really poorly on the short. And so their strategy this year was not to play the gutter.
Good. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it can be challenging when you have a short pattern that the gutter doesn't play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which could be why our friends at Kegel made it kind of a longer short pattern, because they do know the characteristics of this place.
Yeah. Curtis was explaining that to me too this morning.
Yeah.
Saying something like the gutters, or you just can't play them. But I have seen a few good shots on the gutter, like Lindsey Grime here. I think she's on a double.
Yeah.
And I just seen her last shot, and she was like straight up like 4.
Well, and
just packed it.
Mr. Durflinger he was bowling on 49 and 50 the first game, and he had a great look at the gutter.
Yeah.
Playing urethane, and he would throw it. We thought he was going to throw it in the gutter a couple times.
Yeah.
It just came back, and it was great.
Well, the guy that's leading it for the U18 boys,
Yes.
who started off on fire, he was playing the gutter because I was watching him behind us here.
So maybe it's a speed thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you can
and
have
he
the
throws it
speed.
hard.
Yeah, if you have the speed, you can make it work.
Yeah.
You can see maybe Derek here. So he's in. I just jinxed him. He had the 4-bagger before that, but he's playing in, so I don't know. Who knows?
And Gage just had a really nice shot there.
Yeah.
Looks like he knows what he's doing. Got a couple of strikes and some spares there.
Well, let's be honest. All these kids know what they're doing.
For sure.
I watch it. I'm sitting back. I'm going, man, I wish I could bowl like them.
Yeah, but I see kids that know what they're doing and aren't scoring. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is very hard out there.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of why it's playing so tough is there was no defined spot to play.
Yes.
And everybody in practice was kind of looking for it the whole time. You know?
Going everywhere. Yeah, and now it's even, like, now we see the scores where it's transitioning.
Yeah.
And that comes into play even more, because if there's no defined spot to start, then when you start moving, if you weren't in, you may have to jump more.
Yes.
And you're
and then
not
they're
prepared.
they're missing the head pin to the right a lot if they jump in.
Yeah.
You know.
It's brutal.
Lindsay just packed another one, and she's got a pretty good look there on the gutter. I was trying to get Abby to play there, and she was not happy with it this morning.
So you're saying Abby? Are you calling out Abby on the live stream?
Yeah. I was trying to get her to play right. She didn't want
Abby.
to. And maybe she saw something I didn't, you
Yeah.
know, but I just wasn't comfortable there. And
You know what I think is interesting? So Curtis was in here yesterday, and it's always fun to hear the parents' perspective, especially when the bowlers are getting in that U18 division. So Abby is kind of like you just said, right? She starts having her own thoughts.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to, like Curtis said, he's like, sometimes I just have to get out of the way.
I know.
I think it's one way, but she thinks it's another way, and she won't commit to my way.
Right.
So I just got to let her figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's hard for a parent, and I don't know, it's brutal.
We're not used to it.
Yeah. You're like, okay, all right, go
You
ahead.
spend from the time that they're, 6, 7, 8,
You're trying to help
that
her.
Ann Anthony just carried a nice strike there.
She did. That was a good carry.
Yeah. She's good. She's a good bowler. I like watching her bowl.
Yeah. The two-handed girl regime is coming.
And I think she was top couple in junior gold last year, right?
She was, yeah.
Did she make the show?
I
can't remember if she made the show or not.
She was up there.
Junior gold. I can't remember. But I know she was close. I remember watching her match play last year a little bit.
It feels like it was so long ago, and it's like 6 months ago.
I know, yeah. What's scary is junior gold is only almost 6 months or 5 months away or whatever it is
I know,
now.
right?
It's like, oh my God, I can't. We have to go to junior gold again.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a great event, but it is a hard tournament.
It is.
Do you have any advice for anyone that's going to their first junior gold?
Book a hotel in an area where there's stuff to do. You don't want to be in an area where, there's not a lot of restaurants or not, putt-putt golf or go-karts and things like that, And the Indy area is awesome.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot to do in Indy.
Yeah, like Carmel, Fishers, that kind of area. I think it's like north of Indy.
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff, a Top Golf and things like that, So I think
that's a really good tip
Yeah.
because junior gold, you only bowl 4 games a
Yeah.
day or something, right? Is
and
that?
it depends. Like, if you want to go watch a lot of bowling and you're watching other
Right.
squads and things like that, your days shrink up.
Right.
You don't have that much time to
Sure.
do anything. We always think, oh, we have the morning squad. We have the whole rest of the day.
Right.
But no, we want to go watch Keegan and we want to
Right.
go watch Landon and
Right.
we want to go watch these other kids, So it's like we watch our squad and their squad and
Yeah.
then one
And then
more
all of a
pops
sudden-
up. Yeah, right. And it's like 10 o'clock at night. We're looking for some place to get pizza and go to bed, Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that would be my suggestion is to find a place that. Man, that was a good shot. I thought that was going to be in the gutter there. It was Gage again.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there's something out on that
That ball just
gutter.
peeled off the gutter.
It's not straight up the gutter.
Yeah.
It's like to
Yes.
the gutter.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna throw it in the gutter.
And Curtis was saying that the gutters don't hook here, but like
Yeah.
I've seen a few shots just
yeah.
peel off the gutter.
It's interesting.
But yeah, Junior Gold's great.
I think you're
It's
right
a lot
though.
of fun.
And I think the other along the same lines is if you know other people traveling there,
Yeah.
stay with them.
Yeah.
Because what you just said is really important, but you also want to have people like the kids want to hang out together.
Yeah.
You don't want to just go back to the hotel room and
Right.
then your friend is 30 minutes away and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, we can't go today. So try to book a hotel maybe that has a pool and then stay with other people.
And that kind of depends where you're at too. Like when we were in Detroit, like we had some bowling centers that were like 45, 50-minute drives, and it was like 40 minutes this way for one and then 40 minutes that way. So you couldn't really stay at a hotel that was close to everything, you know?
Yeah, you just have to pick. Like,
Yeah.
it's tough.
But Indy, I think, is a bit more
Central.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so you
There's
can
like that
stay
loop,
anywhere
right?
around
Yeah.
that belt
Yeah,
and be pretty close.
yeah. That's a good tip. Good tip. See?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we're here for. We give you tips while
Yeah.
we're calling some action.
Yeah, and there's some good Facebook pages
Yeah.
with like parents that are chatting and talking about where to stay and where not to stay. You know, or we're going to stay here, and you can find hotels that are close if they're booked already and close to your friends or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
but that's usually what we try and do. You know, and then picking squads too. You know, you gotta get into your squad as soon as you can because there's things that sell out and then they open up spots like as entries trickle in. You know, there's a little bit of a as soon as they open up, we try and pick a squad right away.
Yeah.
Like the first day or two.
I love that.
You know, and then, you know, we want to see where Gianna and get into her squad and try and get on the same squad as them because you want to hang out with them afterwards, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be,
Totally.
Playing chess or checkers the whole time with squads and
no,
stuff.
you don't.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, literally, you almost need like a master schedule of Junior Gold. Like, you have to have, like, okay, here's where I need to be this day. Here's what we're going to do, like, tentatively.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's...
And we try and do that every year, and it never works out. We never follow it. A wrench gets thrown into the wheel there somewhere every year.
That must stress Nana out because she is a planner.
Yeah. She brings her like a manila envelope or like a binder or whatever. It's got all the times and when we're bowling and then like stuff to do in the area and everything. And we never end up doing any of it.
So it's so funny because we used to joke, Junior Gold was not at all what it is when I bowled it because it was, a long time ago. But my friend Mary, her mom, we used to joke that she was the cruise director because she would do the same thing. She'd have this binder, and it was like the master schedule of every kid that she knew, what squad they were on, where the hotels were, she had dinner reservations. Like, she had it all planned out, and we would always just go, and we'd be like, where are we going tonight? Like, she was our girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work on parents.
Man, Lindsay is just
killing it.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a really good look.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen her bowl.
She's improved
we all know
a lot.
her brother,
yeah.
right?
She started
Jack.
working with Mark Baker last year.
Oh, yeah?
And
Wow.
so she has really...
You can tell.
Yeah, her game is really, really good.
Yeah. And I think she's in the right spot, right? When she misses, it's not, you're not getting punished.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, I like her where she's at right now. I wish I could get my kid to move there.
Well, and I think...
Just bring her over here and let her watch Lindsay for a shot or two. Yeah. See, that's where you should be playing. Look at her look.
We say that all the time. Here's the funny thing, right? People are like, oh, like, I can't go watch someone else bowl. Yes, you can. Go watch someone bowl that's figured it out, that throws it kind of like you. Like, for me, when I bowl at a tournament, I always go and look and see where Carolyn is. I can't throw it like Carolyn, but I can see where she's playing and kind of line up off of her and go, okay, I can kind of play this area.
And 95% of the time, she's going to be in the right, zone, right? She's going to be close. Yeah, I was talking to Abby the same thing earlier, and so she has, what am I thinking of? Oh, Karina's on her pair.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and she's bowling great.
And she was bowling really well, like the first couple of games. And Abby's going, well, I'm watching Karina. She's throwing, I think she was throwing a Revenant to start.
Yeah.
And she was kind of in and hooking it. And she goes, I'm going to I'm going to try that. And I was like, well, when you throw it as good as Karina, then you can move there and try that ball because Karina's got about 200 more reps than you do, right? Like,
Right.
so you got to find somebody else that throws it similar to
Right.
you.
Yeah, that's the key, right?
That's the thing. You can't look at somebody. It's like,
No.
oh, well, Belmo's playing loft in the gutter. I should be loft in the gutter.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. I don't throw it like Belmo.
I mean,
like,
that's the funny thing. Like, I
Yeah.
practice, you know, like, I'm a straighter player. If I
Yeah.
go in both queens, right, I can't look at where Leanne's standing
Yeah.
and where she's
Yeah.
throwing.
Yeah.
So I can watch her break point and go, okay, where do I need to stand to make my break point kind of similar? But that's it.
Yeah.
Like, so you do need to find someone that throws it similar,
Similar
to
to you.
you. But
Yeah.
and go if you're really, really struggling, go find someone.
Yeah,
Like, look
yeah.
around. Like, because it's so easy to get tunnel vision,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for
It's
sure.
like, oh, I'm bowling so bad, I can't figure it out. No, figure it out. Don't give up.
Yeah. Man, Gage's got a good game here.
He really does.
He
Alex
caught
probably,
one
too.
Brooklyn right there in the middle, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it was maybe in the 7th,
Yeah,
and he's thrown 2 good ones. Yeah, Alex got it. Yeah, he's got game too.
yeah, he does.
And in the first, I think he had a few gutters in the first game,
Okay, yeah,
and I think maybe he was just trying to hook the whole lane, maybe, and it wasn't working out for him. But it just looked like he's figured some things out now, which he does. You know, the kids that are that good and they've bowled these SYCs and they bowled on the tough patterns, like they figure it out. you know?
totally.
Even
yeah.
if they're struggling a little bit at the beginning, it might just be they might be in the wrong ball or the lanes will come to them, you know, things like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, I like Lindsay's game right now, you know. And
She's worked so hard, and you know this because Abby is the same way, right? Abby puts in a lot of time on her game, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard when it's not exactly paying off.
Yeah.
And to keep working hard, and
Yeah.
that's what Lindsay's really done. The
Yeah,
last
it's
couple
tough.
years, she's really come around, and she's always worked hard, but the scores started to come too,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
helps you.
You need that.
Yeah,
Yeah. You need that mentally.
yeah,
Because if you're working really hard and you're not seeing any, you know, success or high scores and things like that, which is tough. Like,
it's so
you come
hard.
here and you think you should just be, because you're good, you're bowling high scores. Well, it doesn't work that way, you know?
Right.
Like, it's who you're following and,
Yeah.
you know, who's on your pair. And, you know, there's a lot of there's so many variables.
Right, and maybe so here's something that I always have happen when I bowl at South Point, because the Open Championships is here, right?
Uh-huh.
And these LED screens are fantastic. for
Bella trips before there, so that's good.
Very nice. For spectators,
Mm-hmm.
there's a big glare on the lanes.
Yeah.
So for me, when I'm shooting 10 pins here, I never make it the first time.
Yeah.
And I have to move my eyes
Yes.
and my angles and everything. So there's so many variables.
Yep.
But yeah, so Bella's having a good game.
Lindsay again, too. That was a good shot there.
Yeah.
That was a really good game. She navigated really well there, you know. Couple of splits there, and what was that, frame 3 and 4?
Yep.
And then, boom, 3 in a row. I forget what that 9 spare was, but
I
yeah.
don't remember either. Bella's
How old
only
is she?
had-
How old's Lindsay?
You know what? Let's see if she filled out a bio. She probably did.
Yeah, it looks like Bella. I mean, I seen her wrap a 10 pin or two, you know. She's in the right.
Lindsay is now 14 years old.
14, huh? Cool.
Yep. Her, she did win the SYC Idaho last year.
Did she?
Yep. Favorite pro bowlers, Diana Zavulova.
Cool. A huge social media presence,
Yeah.
right?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
She's great.
yeah.
Diana's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
she's a lot like Verity and.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Well, and I think what's cool, like, you know, I talk to these kids and they tell me, like, they follow Darren, they follow Brad
Yeah.
and Kyle, they follow Danielle,
Oh, yeah.
Diana, Verity. Like,
Yeah.
it lets them see inside of what's going on. Or even like Deandra, right? Deandra posts a
Yeah.
lot about
Ton.
mental game, and I think it's really important for these kids to know
Yeah.
that, hey, here's the parts of this journey, right?
Yeah, and it's a long journey.
Oh, long, very long.
You know, it may seem short to them, you know, and everything is, you know, this shot, this
Yeah.
game, this weekend,
Right.
this tournament, you know. But you know, it's the journey, you know, and there's always something else to bowl, right?
Oh yeah.
If you don't come here and you don't win, you know, or you don't bowl well, you know, next weekend, or there's going to be something else. Like
Totally.
we got PBA Junior coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah, that PBA Junior is fantastic. We're in a, and I love what they did this year. So they made all these affiliate programs. So I'm super excited to see how this all works out because I played tennis a little bit as a junior, and there were always junior rankings. And I feel like PBA Junior is starting to get into that. Like, we'll get some junior rankings now, which is really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, because they're gonna pull scores from tournaments everywhere.
Because everybody wants to know like where you stand nationally, right? Like, and a lot of people like work buddies who maybe don't know the game or about to get that baby split picked up right there. So I'm talking about
Caliana. Very nice. Good job, Callie.
Yeah. You always want to know where you stand nationally, you know, and you're always kind of comparing.
Yeah, you're trying to go, okay, well, in junior gold, I came in this. SYC, I came in this. Like, Bowl Metrics has helped a lot.
Totally.
Because it allows you to see, like, averages across different
and especially you can look and say, oh, man, you know, Abby averaged 230 at this tournament. And you're like, wow. But, like, so did everyone else, right? They were either easy there or, you know.
Well, and you can see.
Or if they're really tough, like, oh, man, she only averaged 180 that tournament. Like, what happened to her? Well, the leader averaged 190, right?
Yeah,
like,
it allows you to see that. So, and I think, because Mike Sleds, we work a lot with from PBA Junior.
Good shot there.
And we were talking about it, like, that in their plan, they want to have point systems. So, like, the SYC will be worth this many points. And this tournament will be. So, it's
cool.
They're on the right path.
I don't know how they're going to keep track of it all. Like, are you submit what happens and everything to them?
That is what we're going to do. So every tournament that's a PBA Junior affiliate, we do submit our scores, and then they're going to track it all and have a kind of system or whatever. So, it's,
kudos to them for that. That's going to be
a lot of work.
A spreadsheet nightmare.
Yeah.
Just for all these tournaments.
Well, we
across the country.
We talk about it all the time. You know, Bowl Metrics is our official score of the SYC, and
thank you to Bowl Metrics.
Oh my gosh, when Bowl Metrics came around, like, so Mike Hillman's here this weekend, and Mike Hillman was part of our original SYC team, right? And I remember sitting in tournament offices and sitting in houses. And literally, Mike, Leanne, and I are reading off scores, putting them in spreadsheets, and crunching the numbers. And it took hours to do what Bowl Metrics does in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So without Bowl Metrics, like, I mean, it has really allowed us to do a lot more in the SYC. So
we bowl EYTs with Deandra, right?
Yeah.
In Chicago area. And I think maybe like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, she was doing the same kind of thing. Like, Google spreadsheets or whatever it was, and like the scoring wasn't really good. And I'm telling her, I'm like, D, you gotta get this Bowl Metrics, you know. And she's going, what is it? I'm like, I don't care what it costs or what it takes or whatever
just
it is. Just get it because it's awesome. You know, it's so easy, and anybody can run scores, right?
Yeah.
Just with your phones, you give them the code or whatever, and Beth runs scores there. And it's easy.
You know, if you are here this weekend, or if you're watching and you run a tournament, Bowl Metrics, you can reach out to Bowl Metrics. Our friend Ted Fossum is the fearless leader of Bowl Metrics, and he offers packages for tournaments to purchase. So you can buy either just one event, or if you have a season, he'll work with you and come up with a package to get every tournament in there. And you know, I tell people, if you do anything digitally right now, the maintenance of it takes a little bit of money. So really, you're just supporting the software behind it, which because he's not in it. He really had a youth bowler. He went to junior gold one year, and he had some background in data and all of the computer stuff that I don't know how to do. And he came back and he's like, I think I can do something that will be better. And he ran it through the GYBT in Georgia. And we had a kid that bowled that event, came and told us. She's like, you got to check this out.
Yeah.
So
because you guys were one of the first to do it too, right?
Yeah.
I think they were the first GYBT.
Yeah. Well, basically, they told us that this thing is awesome, and we're like, well, we can give it a try. And
it's fantastic.
We love to work with Ted. He's a fantastic guy, and you know, if you do work with Bowl Metrics and you have any issues, he's like on call. Like, you can call him or text him or email him the weekend of the tournament, and he'll help you through any problems that you're having, or if something crashes. Like, he'll pop in at some point. Bullmetrics will make a comment, unless he's camping or fishing or something this weekend. Although it's cold.
Which are also things that I'd love to be doing
Yeah,
too.
really.
I mean, I like being in a
Exactly.
bowling alley, but
Yeah.
I could camp and fish too.
Yeah, you definitely find your fishing time if we're somewhere near a lake.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Now, is it ever too cold to fish?
Actually, we didn't get a chance to ice fish this year
Ah,
because like the weather didn't cooperate at all in Chicago area.
yeah.
Like it got really cold fast, and then got warm, and then like the ice was
Ah.
weird,
Ah,
and then there was like real thin ice, and then like no ice, and then all of a sudden it got cold again, and the
Oh my
ice wasn't.
gosh.
I don't know. It was really weird for us
Yeah.
this year, but
yeah, it's been a weird winter.
yeah. So we didn't get a chance to. So now we're waiting for the spring.
All right, so Brad, thank you for hanging out with us, and thanks for being
Yeah.
one of the awesome SYC parents. You guys,
thank you.
We talk about it all the time, but the parents, we tell your kids to say thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do, but
We have to say thank you for them sometimes. I think.
well, we'll say thank you to all the parents that are watching.
Yeah.
For you guys do a lot for your kids, and
Yeah.
we know how much it takes to get, even if they don't. We know how much it takes to travel bowling balls.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get,
you know. Yeah.
get them here. So.
No, yeah, we appreciate what you guys do too, and what Storm does, and you know, it's a great thing, and the youth are gonna appreciate it when they
Yeah.
get older because they don't appreciate anything right now.
Yeah, you know, it happens. Hey, look who just, before I let you go, Julie Brandolino's in.
Oh,
Julie,
she is. Hey, Julie.
Hey, we miss you.
Good to see you. Where you at?
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, Jim is usually my buddy. Her husband usually my buddy when we're traveling and there's casinos close. We usually do some damage together.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
you know.
next time I'll catch you guys.
Yeah, really. I'm sure Gianna's finding something to bowl this weekend. She doesn't take many weekends off.
No, yeah, there's something probably local.
Yeah.
But we knew we were being gone, so we never looked at anything. But yeah, I'm sure she's bowling something somewhere.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go and
Yeah, thank you.
chat with Miss Abby and thanks again.
Wait,
for
who you
hanging out.
chatting with?
Oh, I'm not chatting with Abby.
Oh,
You're
you want
gonna
me to go chat with
You're
Abby?
gonna go chat with
I
Abby.
don't know. She just
She saved this game.
she just went double 7 in the 10,
Yeah.
186. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's right
Yeah.
in there.
yeah, if I talk to her, she's not gonna like what I have to say anyway.
All right. Well, then don't talk to her. All right. We'll talk to you. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a short break, and then we'll be back. I'm not sure who's next, so
Okay.
we'll see you.
All right, thanks.
All right. Hello, everyone. We are back.
Hey.
I am joined now by Mr. Dr. Jerry Weems.
Hey.
All right. So let's talk.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So, Mr. Weems, we see you a lot at SYCs and at tournaments all across the country.
This is true.
You have a little spirited youth bowler in your household.
That's putting it mildly.
You have a very charismatic, you know what? I will say, Joss Weems. I've never seen this kid not make a new friend.
Listen, I think that is his purpose in life.
Right.
And
Just
all the
make new
energy and charisma
Right,
and personality. He gets it from my wife.
Is that who he gets it from?
Yeah, because
I
I'm
don't
the
know.
shy one.
Yeah, but you make friends. You just have to, like, you are a little shyer.
Yeah. I
don't
need some
know.
encouraging.
All
Like,
right.
it was hard for you to get me in the booth.
Yeah, I had to look for you. I'm like, where'd he go? Like, I see Joss. I don't see Jerry.
Hiding.
I don't see Dr. Weems. All right, so let's talk about what you do outside of watching your young man bowl. What do you do for a living?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're there, huh?
Why
So-
not?
So I am a clinical psychologist by training. My doctorate's in clinical psychology. And I haven't really seen patients outside of, say, some high-profile cases
Yeah.
in maybe 10, 15 years.
Okay.
I do more executive work. I do more consulting. In fact, we just started a coaching and consulting business to help athletes, parents, and coaches with mental performance enhancement.
I don't think that kids need that at all.
Nope, neither do the parent, right?
Yeah, not at all. No, I don't see anyone ever talk about the mental game. Never.
Yeah,
It's never a topic like it's an important part of the game, right?
No, Blair, I will tell you, and I know we're being facetious right
Yeah,
now.
right?
You know, for many years, people have shied away from talking about
Totally.
the impact of the mental side, right? We've put so much energy into what happens from a physical and technical perspective, but not enough on the mental side of it. And you see it a lot. I was having a conversation with a parent yesterday, and they were talking about their kids frying out. The kids were talking about frying out as if that's something that just happens. It doesn't happen. That's a choice there.
Yeah.
And so part of what we're doing with this new endeavor, in fact, we just launched it this month, and really excited about the opportunity. I mean, so much so, and we know that parents can benefit from it, the athletes can benefit from it, irrespective of the sport, but most certainly we have an affinity for bowling,
Yeah.
but as well as coaches.
So how can people find out about this?
So they can find us at www.apexmentalperformance.com.
Okay.
Yep.
There you have it. Apex. We need to put this in our evolution program too.
Oh, absolutely.
We're
And
gonna have a little ad every month.
the initial consultation is complimentary.
Oh, there you go.
It's complimentary. So,
Okay.
we expect to have at least 200 or so new clients by the end of today.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's about how many athletes we have in the evolution program. So yeah, and we are watching Joss. Joss will be up on lanes 47 and 48.
Yes.
On lane 48, we have young Micah Jensen, who has a cool story coming into this tournament.
Oh my God.
How cool was that?
Oh my God. Listen, do our viewers know what Micah
Nope.
just did this
I don't
weekend?
think so, but they need to know.
This kid, left-handed, two-handed bowler.
He's the star.
He's an emerging superstar here. Micah, in one of his hometown tournaments, in the championship match, he has to step up in the 10th while his opponent has already shot a 299.
Yeah, 299. He's on the front 11. Yep.
And so Micah has to get them all in a 10th
Mhm.
frame in order to win the title.
Oh, but wait, he's never bowled a 300
He's
before.
never bowled a 300 before, and he does it
Yeah.
in a championship match
Yeah. Oh my
It-
gosh. It's-
on sport shot, right?
Right.
And in a tournament, and his opponent had already shot 299.
I mean, every first 300, there's always a story there. Like, Joss
my
had his
God.
first 300 at an SYC.
Right
Which
here.
was so awesome. And all the kids are watching. But that's a really awesome
That's a story.
First 300, you beat someone in the finals, and they shot 299.
You know what? Sometimes when you have stories like that, over the years you embellish them, you make it
yeah.
more, dramatic than what it may have been. But for Micah, there's no way you can embellish that story.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It's literally perfect.
I mean, when he makes his first PBA Tour TV show, they're going to tell that story. So I
Exactly.
feel like, we're just prepping.
Well, maybe
the
they'll pull
announcers.
this broadcast.
Oh, let's go.
How about that?
Yeah, let's do it. I hope so, man. That'd be fun. So, I
love
mean,
it.
it's so fun though. Like, we watch Joss. So young Joss is stepping up on 47, and he's evolved so much over the years. His game has, and it's really fun to watch these youth bowlers.
It really is.
Bowl and learn and grow, and then look at a Spencer, right?
Yep.
Spencer Robarge, he bowled in the SYCs. We watched him bowl. He was we all knew
That's
Spencer. And then he went out and bowled on the PBA Tour, made the show at the Masters, and we're like, yeah, we know.
Just
we
amazing.
know Spencer.
You talk about Spencer, you talk about Jillian.
Oh, Jillian.
Now
yeah.
you have other bowlers like even Bella Love Castile right now. I mean,
yeah.
these kids are so talented, and I mean they have opportunities that clearly weren't around when I was coming through the ranks.
Yeah, no.
And you're several years,
But
probably decades younger.
There still were not as many opportunities for youth as there are now. So it's astonishing, and we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the pair that he's bowling on, right? You and Wester, Alex
Super.
Hartley,
Super.
Micah Jensen, right?
Yep.
Star
Ezra, champion.
right? Ezra, and I don't know how to say his last name, but this little bowler,
Binkowski.
yeah, he's solid. Look
Super.
at that! Holy
Super.
cow! He
Left-handed too.
I'm telling you. And then we have Jairus, who
Jairus Allo.
his brother's
That's my
bowling.
my nephew.
Ah, nice! I love it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
so
you
I have
lots
about
of nephews.
I got about 50 or 60 bowling nephews throughout the center.
And I do have to ask who is custody, because Mateo, the Quintero family and the Weems family, you guys share custody of the boys. Mateo and Joss, right?
Yeah, Mateo, Brady, and
Oh yeah, Brady fits into that crew too.
and now there are more kids that are just piling on, and it's perfect. We talked about my jobs, and my favorite job is father.
Okay,
And most certainly, I would prefer to just be doing this. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you in the chat, Mr. Collins is around. Hello, Mr. Collins.
Hey.
We haven't seen him in a minute. His youth bowler aged out, which it's so sad when that happens. But
Yes.
they have to move on to their
Bigger
next
and better
parts.
things.
Yes.
Joshua is where? What school is he at? St. Ambrose, right?
St. Ambrose,
Yeah,
yeah. And he
yeah.
says that you've had to work on his brain a couple times.
Listen, let me tell you something about Jeff Collins. There's not enough time. Let's just say that.
That's funny.
All right, brother.
So, and then we have a shout out from Mama Tony, who's home. Caitlin Tony is here.
Yes.
And she said you might want to check with Caitlin to see if she's interested in Apex. So there you go.
Love it. Love it.
We have a new
love
client
it.
here.
Love it. Oh,
And I love that.
We'll make sure we put a link in the description, as the kids like to say on YouTube and the like. We put a link in the
bio.
We'll put it in the bio. Like
Yeah. Well,
hashtag pound that subscribe button. Right?
Exactly, right? Oh man.
Did I get it right?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
how
I
they say
think
it?
so. You know what's really funny? Last week I was working with Norm Duke, and we were filming a video. We did this milkshake challenge, which was just fun. The kids go and try the
I have no idea.
favorite milkshake downstairs. You should have your kids do it. This is
okay.
a challenge this weekend.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So Norm Duke, his favorite milkshake at Steak and Shake, he has dubbed the 50-50. It's half vanilla, half chocolate. So all the kids can go and check out. They can't order the 50-50 because it's Norm Duke's. It's like his inside joke, right?
Well, we used to call that just a swirl.
That's what I've heard. Swirl. Yeah, no, Norm is cooler than the swirl.
Clearly he is. Well, when you said the milkshake challenge, I thought that was like some kind of TikTok dance or something.
So here's what was funny. So he was telling us that if he was going to film this video, he needed to learn some youth isms. I don't know, slang. I don't know. So we were teaching him spill the tea or sip the tea.
What does that mean?
that one is like share some gossip.
Okay, I knew
I
T
was
was like
Googling this.
information. Oops, gotcha.
Listen, I feel old around these youth athletes. I'll tell you what. So.
Imagine my pain.
Oh man, but at least you live with one, so he can look at you and be like, Dad, that's not a cool word anymore. It's this, right? Does that ever happen?
It does. It does more times than I'd like to mention.
Admit,
for sure.
I know. I feel it. So, shout out to Amanda Mason. She says she misses us. She's watching from upstairs.
Yeah,
Trevor. Oh, it's so sad, and I hope he's feeling better. And I hope maybe we'll see him this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Well, let me say this:
food poisoning.
We heard about that, and I don't know if you know that Brady McDonough had food poisoning last year when we were here. But when we heard this morning that Trevor was sick, I said, "Well, watch this. Talk about a storyline. Trevor will sit out
for a game,
the whole set, the whole squad, and then come and just annihilate the pins in blocks 2 and 3. Good shot, kid. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do my pin pal while Joss is still up, right?
We have a request to see only one pair. Well, I'll do this only pair. We'll get a little zoom in. I try to show more youth bowlers. There's always critics in the chat.
Mateo is tossing the ball so well. I don't know if you guys were able to have the camera on him from the last game, but
he's
he
right
is
here.
tossing it super.
Mateo, you can see him right now. He's
This
up on 49.
pair is ridiculous. Max Benware,
Yep.
we've bowled against him and his team in the USA Bowling Super Bowler. Like, he was their anchor man.
Yeah.
Brandon Rother, he's from this area. Just super talented bowler, powerful, two-handed.
DeHoons on Mateo's pair. How could you forget DeHoons?
DHK.
He is pretty solid. His
So
game.
awesome. So awesome.
Christian Mouton, that's
Christian's
another one.
ridiculous. I think Christian's from the Florida area. We get to see him when we come out to Orlando, SYC, as well as we've seen him at several PBA junior events. So, really talented bowlers.
Yeah.
Everybody on that pair, these 3 pairs for U15, I think you'll see, some of the top bowlers.
100%. Yeah, totally.
I don't know what Ernesto Reynoso is doing, but he's another very talented bowler, but he's not on this side.
Yeah, and let's see what U15 boys, because by this point the score should be in here. Yeah, I sometimes can do technology.
See.
Aiden
Chance
Watts.
is bowling
Look
super.
at Aiden. So Aiden has gone. So here is the perfect mental game story,
Yes.
Mr. Weems.
Yes.
Dr. Weems. So we have Aiden starts with a 157.
Yep.
I would say that if I bowled a 157, probably not. You're not happy.
Yep.
Right? But he bounces back and goes 228, 236, 286.
How about staying in the moment, staying in the presence, forgetting about what has already transpired? Because the only thing that you can do with the past is learn from it, but focusing in on it can affect your next shot, can affect your next frame, your next game, and your next squad.
Yeah, I love it. So, and like you said, we are watching some of the bowlers that are in the top 5 right now.
Yeah.
Chance McLean, he's right up there.
Super bowler from out east. Okay, we got a break there. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, split. We have to watch. He has to parent and commentate. It's a balance.
Multitasking.
Right.
And you say balance, absolutely. In everything, we have to strike a balance, right?
Absolutely. So Christian Mouton, who we mentioned, is on 49 and 50, which is one of our live stream pairs. He's in 3rd right now.
Yeah.
He has games of 214, 226, 243, 187.
Yeah.
Mateo Quintero, who has grown about a foot, I believe, since
in the last month.
I'm telling you.
I haven't seen my nephew since. Where were we? It's been about a month or so.
Yeah, Florida, maybe. Or he might have come in bowled an EYT and something.
Yeah.
He's tall. He's getting tall.
Oh my God.
Big growth spurt. I asked his mom, I go, what happened? And she goes, maybe he's eating his vegetables.
I don't know what they're feeding them, but Joss needs some of it.
Yeah. Oh, Joss. So he's in 4th. Alex Crawley's in 5th. Ernesto is in 6th.
Yeah.
And Joss is tied right there.
Tied
So
for
I'm
6th with
telling you.
Ernesto. I see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christian's got a good game going on. He's on the front four, and then he opened and then spared. Who else? Oh, Mateo unfortunately
That
opened
was
in
a
the
big.
seven.
Yeah,
That's
that was
tough.
a split.
Okay.
Bummer. Apparently, we have Mr. Collins watching. Thank you, Mr. Collins, for being
The science kid.
our other eyes. He said
We appreciate it.
he
Oh,
said
Brady just picked up what?
a crazy split.
Oh my God, that's
When does Brady not pick up crazy splits?
listen. Again, Brady bowls with us in USA Bowling.
Yeah.
We were the national runner-up to last year, and he had to pick up it may have been a 4.6
Oh, jeez.
to propel us into a championship
did it?
match, and he picked it up.
Of course.
And then this year, in order to advance into the championship match, Brady had to pick up another ridiculous split. So
He
anytime
has
you need a
science
split,
on his side, so he
science
just
is
does
on
all
his
the
side.
math.
It's all
behind-
the math, the angles, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not talking too much about it.
You're doing great. We're doing awesome. We're staying on task. We're talking some bowlers. Christian, here we go. Christian, who's in
Hurry.
third. Ooh.
Yeah, it's starting to
that was
pick
a
up
little
on him. Yeah.
Well, we have dubbed this, and I cannot take full credit for this. Brianna Cote has dubbed this the Schmedium.
I think that's accurate.
It's not short.
I
it's
think
not
that's
medium.
accurate.
Well, it is short. It's short, but it's a long short.
I'll tell you, in practice, I'm watching the balls go down the lane and where they were playing and going, are you guys sure we're on the short?
Yeah. It's Schmedium.
It's medium. I like that.
But, our friends at Kegel, they take care of us, and they make all
Don't
of the
they?
lane patterns, and they're fantastic, and they're a great supporter of the SYC. And they know a thing or two about this bowling
I think
center.
you're right.
And so they know that the gutter may not be always in play.
It's true.
So I think that's why they chose to make this pattern a little longer. Because, they're geniuses down there.
They really are. They really are. We need to make it out to Kegel.
Oh.
We've been promising Joss that we'll make it out there. We tend to go out to the Tempe area, B3.
That's
Brandy and
another great
Michael
training
Calderon.
facility.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so many cool training facilities around. You bring
Yep.
up that one.
Yep.
Ballard's Bowling Academy
Yep.
is another option in Texas.
Yep.
Our friends at Kegel, and then Turbo is another
Yes.
one that you can go and get some
Listen,
science
stay
behind.
tuned. I may drop some breaking news that something might be
Ooh.
coming in the Chicagoland area soon.
Ooh, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Let's have it. Well, not right now, but please, if you want to save your news, and we can do some breaking news, maybe at Baton Rouge or one of our SYCs, or you can come on the Morning Bolt and break some news.
Listen,
You're always welcome.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I'm serious. Let's do it. We'll break
I'm
news.
going to hold you to that.
We always want. Have you met Gary? He always wants to break
Listen,
news.
that
He wants
is-
to spoil. Don't tell him before you're ready. Because I have to make a little spoiler alert graphic for Gary Holstenberg.
Gary is my brother from another mother. I call him G Money Clip.
That's right.
And here we go, leaving the whole back row again. I saw a lot of that last week.
He looks really thrilled too. Joss looks really thrilled that he.
Oh, we'll leave an 8. We'll leave a 9. I don't think we've seen a blower 7 yet. We've left enough rap 10s.
Yeah, that's hard when you're leaving multiple options of pins.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out: am I in the right part of the lane? Am
Yeah.
I throwing the right ball?
Yeah.
Like that's because when you're leaving the same pin over and over.
He's still my heart. He's
You
still
look
my
worried.
heart.
He's
Just
got his
a
jersey up.
touch of love, a little bit. Just a touch of love.
Yeah. So, but it is difficult. It's tricky.
It sure is, and I think you have to, have a sense of what the scoring pace is, whether or not
100%.
you need to be striking, or if you just grind and get your spares and you get to the next game or get to the next block. And it seems like based on what you pulled up, Blair, that some of the scores are fairly close.
They are.
There's some folks are bunched up in there, so
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 ties right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
how
I'm
about
sorry.
that?
There was 2 ties. There was now
Jocelyn
one.
Ernesto looks like.
Yeah. So Yeah, it's amazing. And you bring up a good point, and you know, you might have some advice on this, because yesterday in the seminar we were talking about score watching, right? And I don't necessarily tell kids to go and look at the standings, but you should look at the pace. And there's a difference.
It is.
You want to look around and see, okay, what's the pace of my division?
Yeah.
Not necessarily what place am I in. Now, some kids do great with, they can look at the standings.
Yeah.
Does Joss look at the standings? Or
No.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, and some kids want to, and they can successfully do that. And other kids, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah. We try to not add additional anxiety into the equation, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Joss is an interesting kid. He tends to be fairly confident no matter what's going on, but not everybody is like that. But the way that he's been trained, he knows that his real opponent are the pins.
Yeah.
And if he's executing, having focus and executing the way that we know, we pretty much have a good idea of what the scoring pace is.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
and
the
so
way to do it.
yeah, that's what we do. And again, there are folks that subscribe to different philosophies about, you know, whether or not you watch score. We don't look at match score. We try to stay in the moment, and that's so important. And I think it's part of the reason that he's been, you know, relatively successful for his young career.
So, Mr. DeHoon.
Let's go. Come on, GHK. Boom.
Man, his game.
Super.
I'll tell you what, it's like
he's gotten so clean at the line, like you don't even hear his ball now. You know, you hear the pins crashing.
Yeah.
But he's doing such an exceptional job. We love seeing him come out.
Little Ezra, I love that game. Ezra finished with a 197.
Nice grind.
Yeah, that was a great grind. That is very, very. It is not easy to make your spares.
Yep.
And that's great.
I'm sure he probably wanted more there, but that split in the eighth hurt him a little bit. But, to come back with a double off of that.
Good mental game, right?
Yep. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Tough.
Yeah.
Tough ring 10.
Fantastic. All right, we have Gyrus up.
Let's go, Tail. Oh.
Man. Mateo does not look thrilled with this game.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Where is he? You know, he started really strong.
He did.
First 4, and then spare, split, spare 9, and then he'll finish with a 2-0. This game looks like.
Yep, nice spare there.
Come on, Jai.
Oh.
All right, got out of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking at a 2-8-10 for a minute.
Yeah, and we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but his brother's bowling. So that's the cool part about the SYC is your sibling. We have some siblings bowling, which is fun.
Sure.
We love when the families are all here. We call it an SYC family, but it's a bonus when you get families in the SYC family.
Well, there are 3 brothers. There are 3 Alo brothers.
I did not know that.
Gyrus is the youngest one. Darius is the oldest. The middle one, Cyrus, he's just getting into bowling right now.
Cool.
But you really see Gyrus's game looks so much like Darius's game when he was a couple of years younger. And Darius is so talented. This kid has cashed on PBA regionals.
That's awesome.
You know, he's super talented.
These kids are good. I tell you what, they really are. All right, so Micah Jensen. Micah wanted that one to go.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah,
but
he wanted to get in the 200s.
Yeah, he had that open in the 9th, but it's still a solid game.
It sure is.
And you know what? Here's the fun part about the SYC. The goal is to stay consistent across 3 patterns, right?
Yes.
You don't want you want to have a great block. But if you have a great block, you want to consistently have the other blocks too.
You're exactly right.
So that's the key out here is be consistent.
Blair, you sound like you've bowled a game or 2.
Well, I watch a lot of bowling. I sound really good, and then I go and bowl, and I'm like, man, it's hard to do it. I put a lot of respect on these kids and the bowlers that are on the tour and the PWBA tour and everything. Where's it? Joss? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, Joss, where's the smack out or something?
Yeah. We needed that double. We needed that double to get to 2-0. All right. If he strikes, I think that'll put us plus 50. So not where we want to be, but
It's good,
it
though.
could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be worse. We had to grind out a few bad games in games 2 and 3, so
Well,
we
and
will take it.
the beauty about this is you're moving all over the house.
Precisely.
So you never know. Oh, get that. There's some
There
energy
you
from
go.
Joss. I was
And
gonna
we're
say.
accustomed to seeing that, right?
Yeah, right. Where's my energy, Joss?
I told
Now,
you he gets
did-
it from my wife.
Now Jerry. We have this. Joss did come and get his hug this morning.
He did.
He did.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
Yeah.
we talk about doing whatever you can to increase the probability of success.
Yep.
Right? And so coming and get his Blair hug
Yep.
increases the probability of a successful outcome.
And sometimes he forgets.
Yeah,
And
sometimes he does. We have to make sure he doesn't. But perhaps because he got it, we banged out in the 10th.
There you go. 205.
And we go plus 5-0. So we'll
like
take that for block number 1 and look to build on that.
Ah, well, Christian's happy that was his fill ball right there.
I'm certain of that.
197.
Buck 97.
All right. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for
Thanks
hanging
for
out.
having
And I
me.
can't wait to break the news on the Morning Bowl.
Yeah, I can't believe that this is the first time you've had me in the booth.
I can't believe either. Well, you can come back. You're welcome back whenever you want. Whenever
I'm
Joss
going to
is
hold
nearby.
you to it. I'm going to hold you to it. Thank you all.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
giving
all the
some insight.
comments, guys.
Yeah.
And I'll ensure that Blair has the website in case anybody is interested in any of the mental performance coaching. Again,
Can't wait.
it's not just for coaches and athletes. It's even
Parents.
more important for parents. So again, that's www.apexmentalperformance.com.
I love it.
All right,
All
guys.
We'll be back.
All right, be well.